Yeah. Marshall. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why it seem hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I spent last year in the haze, so many records got made. I kept that shit to myself, I only wanted my pay. I took some time off the stage, got in the bed with the snakes. They wasn't doing their job, I let them slither away. I wanna build me a team, so I can get to my fans. I need someone on my side that's gonna give me a chance. But shit just ain't what it seems, don't let them in on your plans. I hope they know what I mean, I hope that you understand. So never land, never pan out. Wings talk, think I better let them span out. Was too chill, think I better let the man out. Grew up with hand-me-downs, now I'm never taking handouts. Man, if you knew all the things I'm marching when I'm planned out. But I need help to do it, so can I get a fan count? Never understood me, now it's funny how I stand out. Me, myself and I, homie, welcome to the madhouse. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why I seem hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I know my girl on my side, I'm trying to build this alive. Thank God my family alive, and I just wanna provide. They say it's gonna take time, but I've been losing my mind. She helps me grow and evolve, my family ready to ride. So why am I feeling low when life is giving me highs? I put my value in sales instead of hoops by my side. But I can see it's the front, that's why I'm not coming back. Yeah, I was slow to react. Don't give a damn what they thought of it. Yeah, I'm feeling glorious. Go flash in the audience, man, should've recorded it. I took a color pill, used my computer skills. Now I got agents after me, word up to Morpheus. The future I sorted it, do this till I'm bored with it. Invest in myself endeavors, hope I don't get audited. My body is a temple, but I fucked up the ornaments. I'm so gassed up, the US probably at war with it. It's a message to the earthlings. Join the team round here, we put the work in. It ain't teamwork if only one of us is working. Only thing I'm signing is when fans bring the merchants. I ain't got a thing yet that I wasn't deserving. And I ain't famous yet, but that bitch be flirting. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. So what you know about teamwork? And what I know about teamwork?
Hello. Okay, guys, I am set up in the man cave, brought my mic, headphones, everything. So let me know how this sounds. How is everyone doing today? Teamwork makes it. I know, I went with an old. Oh my gosh. There's only like a little lip on this desk, so I need to fix this. Give me 1 second. Okay. Good deal. So, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I went with an old school intro today. I actually meant to hit the, that's better. Okay, he had the desk chair. My son-in-law is like 6'3", so the desk chair was set way up high. I couldn't even touch the ground. So now, here, we're better. How is everyone doing today? It's like, 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. Where are you? What are you doing? Let's see. Holy cow, y'all were chatty in here. Oh, yeah, Nicole. No, we ain't going 15 hours today, but that needs addressed. I apparently owe my mods quite a bit of money because I pay them. Allegedly, I pay them. It will not be 10 hours today. Promise. We should have, but I didn't have my butt in gear. Yes, Joneson gets all the orange popsicles. Everybody else gets bomb pops. Hey, Soflo Mama, how are you, love? Okie, Steph B, how's it going? Go Bulldogs, how are you? Let's see. Hey, Granny. Oh, Chris. Hey, Tracy. Good afternoon, you little bastards. Hey, Megan, how's it going? I'm glad you're listening. I may end up playing some stuff from your channel. I think it's yours that have some clips too. May not, just a heads up. But either way, everyone should go check it out. He's silent if I stand there the moment he has to run. Oh, are you talking about a dog or something? What are you talking about? I don't know. Interesting. Hey, Laura. Hey, Gladys, Tasha. Johnson said, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. We'll be driving, still listening. Just wanted to tell all you bad little bitches. Hello. I can't do that. Hello. Yeah. Hello. That's not me. All right. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Lindsay. Welcome in, everyone. Let's see. Queen Bella, Miss Robin, bless you. I heard a couple of creators. This is kind of, I don't know, kind of goes into what we're talking about. I heard a couple creators making fun of people that say hello to everyone at the beginning. You know what I didn't do? I didn't take it as a personal attack. I'm still going to say hello to everyone. I don't think they were talking about me. I don't care if they were. I want to be under them. Me too, crime brulee. Me too. Hey, Cat's Eye. Evil Queen. I know. We didn't have to wait a week and a half. It's only been 5 days. Hey, cutie pie. Let's see. Zero Jules. Miss Liverbird. I almost called you Loverbird. Hey, Generally Jenny. And Sassy Ann. I'm cooking. Ooh, what you cooking? Cooking anything good? Hey, just carry me. Tonka Girl. Dina. Zen. Yep. Yep's in the house. All right. So I'm sure everybody's seen all the trauma going down on the streets. I could say that, and man, that would encompass so many different things. Specifically, what Granny's Watching spoke on yesterday, I do believe it was, and the situation with allegedly with Brittany J. That is what I'm talking about. I'm sure there's a lot more drama going on the streets too. Fairy Raven, we are good. Thank you. Cold as hell and still sleeting but melting, so we are good. Ooh, hey, Rockabit. Sitting in the school pickup line. I miss those days. Double time was mentioned. Damn it, Gemini. I owe you. Do I owe? Okay, so what happened to time and a half? Why did we skip time and a half and go straight to be double time? I mean, Nicole B earned a vacation because she was there the whole time. That's justified. But double time? Come on. Y'all nickel and diming me to death. 4 p.m. on a Thursday, I'm mopping my floors. Oh, Shambles, I've heard you've been sick, love. I hope you get to feeling better. Hey, Allie. How's it going? Hey, Amok. They're the best. Those are the best popsicles. I think me and, if y'all remember Blunt B or Packless Jones, love bomb pops. Did she ask if I'm talking about a dog? They're my only friend. I'm highly offended by that, Tracy. I thought I was your friend. I'm gonna go cry and do 67 lives on you. Yeah, see, some people like them, some people don't. It's all good. I'm gonna do it my way. Everybody should do it their way. That's what keeps people coming back to their channel. Right. It's your channel. Do what you want. I didn't feel it was about me. I don't care if it was. I appreciate people. I think maybe that's where I heard it was over there on your channel. I think that's it. Hey, True Texan. Oh, Enoch is beautiful. Hey, Papa Jones. Listening from work. Oh, don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. Okay, I'm only 2 minutes behind y'all. We're getting there. I always say hello. What's the point of having a live chat? Do it for right. And I figure if I'm ever doing a live, because I did hear that. I received what that person was saying. And so I'm like, okay, from here on out, if I do true crime, I feel like with Krama, it doesn't matter. But if I'm doing a true crime live, I might drop something in the description like, hey, the live actually starts at this time. Because I get what they're saying. If you're going there for some information, you don't want to sit through the jibber jabber. Hell, I've been live for 9 minutes and 3 minutes was the intro, so 6 minutes just saying hello. People don't want to sit through that. I get it. Hey, Misty J. Who is Brittany? Great question. Allegedly with Brittany J, she has a channel. She does. She has a true crime channel and open panel conversation style format. is where I would classify her channel. Oh, so just reading through these. Hey, JD. Hey, B Crumbs. Good to see you over here. Don't get too messy on this side of the street. You just call them red, white, and blue pops? No, they're, bomb pops. Okay, let's see. Someday you'll do a live about me and I'm here for it. Oh, Teresa, love it. Maybe not. We'll see. I talk about you often. You're my go-to for Delphi. If you all are not listening to Criminality cover Delphi, you are truly missing out. I love her style. I've stolen like a little bit of some of the things that she does. Like, ooh, I'm gonna apply that to me. I'm gonna, start doing this. Love that. That's kind of what we're here for on this platform, right? Learning and growing. Hey, Jameson. I do have to pay my mods. Where's my rent? You want a paycheck? See, somebody was asking me the other day, they're like, oh, why don't I have a wrench? Y'all, I only look at it through StreamYard. When I came back, I modded a few people. I can't tell on here if you're modded or not. I'm burning fat right now, which means absolutely no sugar except for the one THC on my day. I miss chocolate chip cookies. You know how hard that is when you're okay. Well, thank you for the update, Claire. It's the update we didn't know we needed. That struggle is real for sure. For sure. Okay. Are we doing no. That's why I need to stop and just let me do babe. That's why, hey, Sleuthy, how's it going? I just need to get into this. So there was a live done on me. I don't know. I would even consider it on me. I don't know. Apparently, I'm the hall monitor of the streets now. Maybe me and Allie, because that was mentioned, the person up on panel with me. We're like mean girls who are the hall monitors of these streets. I tell you what, though, these streets do need a hall monitor. I've never felt like one. I just felt like I was doing what every other channel did and sharing their views and their opinions. But I mean, if you feel like that's hall monitor-ish, then okay. Who am I to disagree? No pools. What? No pools. What are you talking about? Yeah. Hey, Tragedy. Tragedy Pimps Exposed has some great videos out right now. I just finished one. I loved it. Oh, yes. Thank you, Allie, for that. So I didn't have time to get it done before this live, but after this live, I'm going to have the links to some of the channels that I'm talking about in the description. So please come back and make sure that you click on those links and sub up to those channels. This is how little I connect with my mods. I had messaged 2 mods on Discord like 15 minutes before this live, like, hey, you're going to be there? Because I was going to ask them to drop a couple of links. I didn't hear back from them. Of course, obviously, that's because I reached out to them 15 minutes before the live. That's on me, not them. I'm not going to dox their pay or anything. Doc, not dox. But I just don't communicate with my mods like that at all. And there's nothing wrong with those that do. It's just I don't typically have like a real life or off platform relationship with them, and honestly I don't with many people here on YouTube, despite what you may hear. How are you in a pool? I saw someone comment that. I was like, oh well, I'm not her, so obviously her answer is gonna be different, but we have a heated pool. So even though we're here in Illinois, we will be opening our pool next month. So we keep it open extra long because it's heated. The night before, the same person was being a hall monitor. Oh, was she? Okay. Remy, that is Deets, the hall monitor of the motherfucking streets. Please put some respect on it. Jeez. I hate to put you in line like that, but here we are. Oh, thank you, Healing Time. So there was a lot said. I have not watched the live. I have seen some clips of it. Hey Shay, how's it going, love? I've seen some clips of it. I heard Granny cover it and kind of go over some things. And I just want to say, like, allegedly, if you thought that was about you, that shoe must fit. Because nothing in my previous live that I just did pertaining to what was the title of my last live? Exploitation, blah, blah, blah. Let me see here. Exploiting misinformation and clout chasing. None of it was about Brittany J. So I don't know what she thought I was monitoring there. But she brought up a great just the rules, no pool. Okay. She brought up I went and tried to listen to some of it, and it was all over the place, and I'm not judging her for that, I'm just saying it was all over the place, so I ended up giving up, but I did read the comments under the live, and one of the things brought up is that I was, sneaky two-faced or a two-faced snake, something like that, because my Little Fires Everywhere live was about Brittany J. Oh, man. You do one live, y'all. I don't know if all creators are like this. It's like there's the one live that you never stop hearing about and you wish you would never hear it again. It is Little Fires Everywhere for me. So let's just go. And it is true. My live that day was going to be about the situation that took place with Brittany J. Not about her, but about the situation. And let's play that. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. And then there's another live I'd like to share.
To see if what they're saying is true, if what the other side is saying is true. But
Yeah.
that's research on my own personal time, okay? Because we're all humans and things have escalated this year. You know, I've said this many, many times. 2023 is a year, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, that's my saying for this year. But the thing is that, you know, as subscribers, and it was echoed in your last live, Deets, is that some of us think we can, you know, support a creator and give them their money and, you know, whatever they do with it, whatever, we don't care, we like them, and, you know, and then others think, no, it's all totally grifting and it's tragedy pimping, and, you know, and then somebody gets it's misunderstood and they think that they specifically are being called out. And I think because if there's some sort of thought pattern within themselves that this might not be on the up and up, you know, this might be on the line of grifting or whatever, then they're going to take that personally.
Yeah.
And honestly, as a grandma, piece of advice, and I got to take my cats.
Boy, grandma's words from how long ago was this live? 6 months ago ring true today there.
To the vet here a little bit.
Today.
But as a grandma, piece of advice, okay, it's good when you get butt hurt, when you get offended, when something triggers you, it's a good thing, because you need to sit down and ask yourself, why did that trigger me? What is within me that caused me to react that way?
I agree.
Sandy, nobody here said that that girl did not have the right to speak on what happened to her. She absolutely does have that right.
Yep.
That's never been taken from her, nor would I ever take that from her.
You've never.
Hang on, I wanted it to flow from that into the next portion. So, but rapper, come on. Be good. Oh man, they got you fast. Never mind. Thanks, girls. Double time for all three of you.
Ever made me feel any type of way. The only person who has is the Blair. And I don't expect, I even said it yesterday, maybe I didn't make it clear enough because there was so much emotional bullshit. I don't expect anybody to feel the way I do about other people. I don't expect anybody to put me before somebody else, my experience. But I do feel like it's valid. And I do feel like it's not okay for me to be bullied out of areas because somebody still 2 years later is holding a grudge. So I've been taking up for myself more, but Deets has always been kind to me. I feel like you try to be fair sometimes to your own detriment. And I know, like the Glare. So I appreciate you allowing me to come up and do what I feel like is defending myself. Because I do know from personal experience.
Okay, that's leading into this. This live's not about that. So please don't comment on that portion. But it's leading up to what she's about to say next. But I want to address this from Granny. She said, you said subscribers are beneath. What? are beneath me and don't deserve an opinion. That is the whole point of the Community Thoughts Live that I do, is finding out and understanding subscribers' opinions and thoughts. That could not be further from the truth. Wow. All right.
that can put people in a weird situation. And my problem with him is not your problem with him. And I'm really sorry if I contributed to any stress you're under, or
No, you did. You did.
I didn't
Mm-mm.
realize. But I would like to know personally, not just to change the subject, but if you were going to address how you were brought up the other day, I would really like to hear your words on that, because I felt like it wasn't fair, and I couldn't.
So she's talking about Brittany J's live. I did a live the day before, or actually a few days before this one, and it was a Community Thoughts live, and it was about money. Brittany thought it was about her. Queen Bee thought it was about her and her lawsuit. There was a lot of people that thought it was about them, and it was not. It was true. So I started the whole Community Thoughts lives, or they all say in the title, like the taboo topics. I started those all because of Laura from Perplex QT. She brought up on my panel one day that there used to be a mod handbook. And I was like, what? A mod handbook? Are you kidding me? So I did a live shortly afterwards with tons of polls asking questions about what subscribers' opinions were and what their thoughts were pertaining to mods. And it was just hella interesting. That's all I got to say. It was just really interesting. Their opinions vastly different. Some people's opinions vastly differed from my own. I learned new things, and it was just a really good live. And so I thought of a few more. Let me see. There was a mod one, and then I did one on creator expectations. What do subs want from the creators they watch? And then I did one on money and asking for money. And I had been in Brittany J's live a couple days prior to that Community Thoughts live, and she was asking for money for something. I don't know. I can't remember now what it was for. And she was being fully transparent with her community on what she wanted that money for. And my thought process then, and it is still to this day, if you are transparent about what you are asking for money for, it is not scamming. Because she was, later saying in her live, I know people are going to call me a scammer for this and blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like that's scamming. If you are being completely honest and upfront about why you're asking for money, that's not a scam. So that just got me thinking, like, everybody has vast opinions on money on this platform. So it became one of those Community Thoughts lives. It was not about her at all. It was totally about the topic of money, but she did give me the idea, and not in a negative way at all. That weekend, it was over the weekend, we were celebrating Marshall's birthday, and I got some DMs that, I think there was a few people in Discord claiming that Brittany J was like attacking me and dragging me for filth for this. So I was in between the party and whatnot, and I went over and listened to what had been said about me, and I was just so confused because, like, one of the messages I got was saying that I was calling Brittany a grifter. One was saying that Brittany had called me a grifter. Like, it was just all convoluted. I'm like, let me go listen to it. I went and listened to it, and I really didn't think Brittany was attacking me or anything. She was just saying, like, dude, if that was about me, that was hurtful. But I didn't think Deets would do that, yada, yada. Like, I didn't think it was anything negative. The live was already over. It was it was like the next day by the time I got to listen to it. So on her very next live, I just went up on the panel. You're getting ready to hear me explain this to that girl. I went up on the panel and, clarified with her, like, no, it wasn't about you. I wasn't calling you a grifter. I was just saying you gave me that idea, because she was completely transparent. And my opinion, while it may differ from the subscribers or from other creators' opinions, again, if you're transparent, it's not scamming. Well, here's what and then that led to, after I got down off that panel, I got an email telling me about Crime Time with Mal's live. And so I went and listened to it, and I was blown away. And so Little Fires Everywhere was going to be about the little fires that had been set in that community. And then there were some other things going on as well. And I'm going to play a little bit of Crime Time with Mal's live, but here's what I'm about ready to tell that girl.
defend you or say much of anything because it was like a replay that I was listening to. But I was very curious with how fair you are in literally just about every single fucking situation, why anybody was coming at you. And by anybody, I do mean Brittany.
I don't feel like I went up and handled it on Brittany's panel. I don't feel like she was
not the one
thank you,
I watched.
Magnolia. Thank you, Magnolia, for that super chat, by the way, love. I really appreciate
The one
that.
I watched, you didn't. So maybe.
No, I didn't come up on that one. I came up on her very next live
Okay.
because I didn't hear about the first one until because I was celebrating Marsha's birthday. But I heard about it later. So I went on her live later that night and I think we cleared it up. And I think it just comes from the fact that she didn't watch the live and she assumed it was about her and it wasn't at all.
Oh,
But
okay.
there and her and I hashed that out. I'm good with Brittany. I think she's good with me.
Good.
But the situation remains is that what
I thought we were. Allegedly, we were not.
I was going to speak on, in fact, is there is a divide. There's a divide that had happened between that little subsect of the community and those mods that, their truth is their truth. And I don't want to take away from that either. And then maybe they've all left now that we're 2 hours later and didn't get to that topic, but it was a lot. And I appreciate all of them. And I think that they're all working very hard on their channels. And
yeah.
Oh, Brianna, you dropped down.
So that's what my Alive, Little Fires Everywhere, was initially going to be about. We never got to it. Now, my opinions that day 6 months ago were that, look, these breakups happen in communities. And I don't mean breakups as in like, oh, boyfriend, girlfriend breakup. But, like it just happens when creators split or subs and creators go separate ways, etc. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And so my opinion that day was going to be like, just try to find peace, common ground, yada, yada, yada. All the lies being told on me by Brittany J right now, my opinion might be quite different. So let's just play through it a little bit. And let's see here. Crime Time with Mal is an amazing channel. I don't know if you guys have ever watched her videos. I'm going to play the beginning here. I will drop her link.
Much for being here. Hi, Heather. Rena.
She's a little
hope y'all are having a great day. Night here, actually.
This
hey, Mal. Hey,
for her.
Hey, Al. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Hey, Jamie. I hope y'all. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me switch my phone.
She was a little scratchy, but she gets it worked out, and she's up there.
Okay. Can y'all hear me better? Yeah. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second because I'm on my phone, but I do not come on here and do this. I have had my channel since 2018, and I have gone on about stuff like this one time. And if you know, you know. And that's it. Oh, who did that? Thank you, Lori. Oh, you're so sweet.
So Ali says the subs on panel thing was not saying subs have no right to speak or creators are better. No, I said, so it was Ali that said it, not even me. Open panels can cause a lot of misinformation to spread, and they do. That's not personal. Right, and that's Ali's opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. And Brittany shouldn't have taken that like she was directly speaking to her either. It just flew with the conversation that we were having about misinformation, exploitation, etc.
But we've been dealing with this situation since October, November. And there comes a point where enough is enough. You can only poke the bear. And
so she was saying they've been dealing with it since October, November. When was this? This was 6 months ago. Oh yeah, okay, August. So 8-9 months they had been dealing with this. And I wasn't aware at all until after I got down off that live and went over and listened to this. By the time I got here and listened to this, the live was already over. And so I was listening on replay.
And push them so far. Not only has my name been dragged, but my best friends on this platform has been dragged. Unacceptable. You're not the victim. You cannot be the victim in every single thing, period.
Thanks everyone for being here.
Yes.
It's been a rough day. Been slandered quite a bit today, and it's been going on since January and probably even before that. So I've cried a lot. I don't really have my words together. So I'm going to be here to support Mal, and I might chime in, but honestly, it's I will say that like there's so much that's not been told, and it's just
Thank you, Grandma Sherry. Before we get too deep into this, yeah, I'm sorry if people could not pick up on the thick sarcasm. I do not pay my moderators. I do not pay my moderators. I pay them in virtual popsicles. So if that's me paying them, I guess that's me paying. It was just a joke Nicole B made that evening on my live, because at that point I'd been live like a ridiculous amount, like 8 hours at that point. Ended up going almost 11. It was to the point I was like half asleep. I was like, we all just live here now, get comfy, this is home. But it was just a joke. It's no, I don't pay my mods.
hurtful. It really is, especially when we're supposed to be really good friends with someone, and they're just not who you think they are.
I'm gonna give y'all a little background. And whenever, do y'all remember Debbie Collier? I covered that case, and I kept getting a ton of people come to me, KK, I don't do drama. This is not a drama channel, not a trauma channel. I will address this one time only. This is the only, and I will repeat this. This is the only time I will talk about this.
And to the best of my knowledge, this is the only time Mal has spoke about this. And she is accurate. Her channel is not drama. It's not trauma, nothing of the sort. She is 100% true crime.
Her name will never be brought up again. It will be blocked in my chat, to where if anybody even types the name, it will be blocked. It won't show up in my comments from here on out. I cannot do this anymore. They constantly come after people I care about, and I'm sick of it. I am so damn sick of it. And I'm sorry, y'all. I would have never known about this person if it wasn't for them playing my video on their channel. I can't tell you how many people I had come to my channel and leave me comments. Oh my gosh, I found you. Finally, I found you. By the way, this girl is playing your video on her channel and she won't tell me who you are. I got at least 20 comments like that.
That's exactly how I found Brittany J as well, as was her playing my video. I do think she gave me credit, or gave us. At the time, there was two of us. Sorry, there was two of us. And I do think she gave us credit, though. But I remember exactly what Crime Time, and that's how I started watching Brittany J. And I remember when she played Crime Time with Mal's. I don't remember when she played her video. I remember when Mal came in to Brittany's live. And she was so gracious about it. Just like, yeah, of course you can, just let people know where it's from. It's a pretty common courtesy.
So I went over to that channel, saw that she was playing my video, came in there, typed, oh my gosh, Crime Time with Mal is here. I love you so much. I can't believe you're here. Oh my gosh, y'all go see Crime Time with Mal. She's amazing. I've been watching her for so long, blah, blah, blah. Love bomb to the fullest. And let me tell y'all something. If you get somebody that constantly love bombs you.
I need a buzzer. Beep, beep, beep. Listen to this. So I was listening to this again on my way home. Today I was out running some errands and I just wanted to refresh myself on the live. What Mal's about to say is so important, not just towards Brittany, but towards so many creators and so many people that you will meet in life. So just get this in your brains.
I can't believe you're here. Oh my gosh, y'all go see Crime Time with Mal. She's amazing. I've been watching her for so long, blah, blah, blah. Love bomb to the fullest. And let me tell y'all something. If you get somebody that constantly love bombs you, that is a major red flag and y'all need to listen to it.
Yes. Big red flag.
Claus, I got you, babe. And that's the thing.
Right, Tracy? It was. And that's why I titled it Little Fires Everywhere. Because there were so many things happening everywhere. But people took ownership of that, I guess.
So many people feel like they don't have a voice because they don't have a platform. And Brittany knows I'm not going to come on here because I don't do drama. That's not my channel. I'm a true crime channel. The whole point that I created this channel was to spread awareness about cases that don't get covered. That's why I am small, because I don't go with those cases that you see on the headlines. I want the underdogs to see. I want to actually help people. I don't want your freaking money. I will never ask y'all for money, ever. That's not why I started YouTube.
You're lying.
Criminality, I don't know. So I got really close to her and I thought, She really was a friend. I confided in her about so much things that are so very personal to me, like that I don't tell a lot of people. And she told people those things. She used those things against me. She wants to say that Shay and I have done this. Shay has done this. Y'all, there is so much, you guys. So freaking much. She came on her channel, if y'all saw it, and said that she does not agree with doxing. She does not agree with that. Going real life, blah, blah, blah. She does it. She does it. She did it to Wolfie. She's done it to Shay. She wants to say that Shay shared her address with people. Guess what? I was there. I was there.
Right now, the beef seems to be between me, or that she seems to have, from what I've heard, is with Granny's watching specifically. And then like these little tit for tat things with me. But you will not hear Granny mentioned at all in this entire live. I'm going to drop the link again for you guys to go watch the full live. I'm going to fast forward here in a minute to a part where several previous moderators come up and her ex co-host. These are not just people that were random subscribers, decided that they didn't like the channel and moved on. There's a lot of deep-seated issues here. And it was a big deal. And I feel bad at the time that I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this happens. And, you know, we should all continue to grow together and get along for the sake of getting along. All too often, until we experience things ourselves, do we, you know, then our opinion changes. But just listen to some of the things said and how they feel. Because these women, these are not crama people. These are not drama people. These are true crime people talking about what they experienced and what they went through.
No, Shay did not. Shay never shared anyone's address. Brittany gave Shay's address. You want to know why? Can I say it, Shay?
Wait, you're saying no? Brittany gave her address to Leslie,
Right, to buy her headphones that she never used.
Yeah.
Then Shay also Shay has sent her stuff also. Like nobody has gone real life on her. Nobody.
I've not shared her address with the public or anything like that. I haven't made videos. I don't have a channel. I really thought Brittany was my best friend. I wanted her to succeed. I bought her a laptop. I wanted her to be able to run her channel and be successful on her own doing. And I really felt that way. And I'm a little pissed off because like she's twisting things like we've never talked about a situation. Like it's Brittany only wants to share small pieces of things to fit a narrative. But there was so much in her live earlier that was like hypocritical, where she's trying to call me and someone else out. And then she's sitting here talking about how they're digging into her former mods. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Seriously.
And it's nonstop. She wants to tell people I took a break from YouTube because of her. I took a break from YouTube because of my head. Since she decided to put it all out there, I'll put it all out there. Y'all, anybody that followed me knows that I struggle with anxiety and I'm a huge empath. So when I see these cases, I literally feel these people's pain. So for her to turn around and say all this shit, bitch, I text her on one of the hardest days that I had a mental breakdown. And I said, Brittany, I really need you. I really need you as a friend. Please call me. Not one word did I hear from her. Not one. She says she never got the text. You get every other text I send you. You can get a text if I'm going live on your channel to send people there. We can plan out a live for me to come to you, and then you come to my channel, and then you drop out and never come to my channel.
Oh, because she was in a Krava chat.
Yeah.
That's what she was doing, because that's where she was late always. She's always in Krava. Like,
does any of this sound familiar? Not just to Brittany J, but to any situation on YouTube. Honestly, what these women are describing in my short time, what, 2 years now? About 2 years? November of 21 is when I came to this little sector of YouTube. If only we could turn back time. Anyway, the situation they're describing, I have seen play out and happen over and over and over again. It's unfortunate. It's like people get online and they lose their mind and they forget that we're humans behind these avatars, behind what we're typing, behind all of it. Like, we're real people with real thoughts and real emotions. And I'm not pointing that at anyone specifically. This is a general statement here. And I see it happen time and time again. One of the things I said on my Little Fires Everywhere live that Queen Bee and Cappy think was directed at them, and B Tim specifically, he said it was directed at Queen Bee and that I was going to hurt the lawsuit, was about the stuff that was going on in back chats and discords and things like that. I didn't find out until the live that I did a month or so ago addressing that, what was going on with them at the time in the background. And I guess that was something that had just recently came out in the lawsuit. I didn't know because I didn't follow the lawsuit paperwork and stuff like that. So it does make sense that they had assumed I was talking about them. What you're about to hear is all the stuff that was going on in the background pertaining to Mal and Shay and Brittany and so many other people. Big Al's about to come up here. God, I miss Big Al. Scotty Scholes. There's so many that are going to hop up and share their story. And a lot of it is stuff that is happening behind the scenes. That's what I was referencing. It's right here. But if that shoe fits.
That's what
She wants to talk
thrives
crap
on.
behind my back all the time when we were friends. I don't do that. I may be too blunt for my own good, but I promise you, you will never second guess how I feel about you. And Shay can tell you that.
Yeah, 100%.
And when I'm talking to you every day, talking about our kids, our life, our past, my husband, our relationship, like, and now you want to flip the switch and it's disgusting. And she's always the victim. Everyone's always coming after her. It's because she's relentless. Nobody would come after her if she would just stay and stick to true crime. She has a true crime channel. What is she doing? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry to bring this to YouTube, and I hate doing this. And again, I won't do this again, but I'm not going to sit back and have her talk shit about me and my friends. She's done it for 9 months. I can't anymore. Yeah, Brittany, how many pictures did you give of Wolfie? Trying to figure out who Wolfie was. Thank you, Shorty. I love you. And it's not, like I said, I stayed in my lane. I pushed it aside. I was like, screw it. It's not important to talk about. Screw it. But when I saw her live today and her talking more about Shay, more about this other person that I'm not going to mention because she doesn't deserve, I love her and it's bullshit that she's even in this line of fire. It's bullshit that any of us are even in this. There's a reason why y'all constantly see people come and go from her channel. And it's not because everybody hates Brittany. There's a reason. There's a common denominator. I just wish people would open their eyes and realize that nobody's out to get this person. As long as she can keep her mouth shut and stick to just true crime, that'd be great. That would be fantastic. But no, she can't. And even when we were friends, she would be like, Melissa Jade is doing this, or blah, blah, blah is doing this, or blah, blah, blah is talking about me. Okay, Brittany, just stop. Nobody knows about it unless you bring it to the channel. So stop. Just don't talk about it. You're a true crime channel. If you don't want to be associated with trauma, don't talk about it. You're right.
That is heartbreaking, Tracy. All of these women are amazing true crime channels. And they didn't dox anyone. But that is the rumor that's being spread about them, that was being spread about them. I don't know if it continues to this day or not, but to know that people have turned away and decided that, like, I kind of stay away from those creators because of a rumor someone is spreading on them. And then people say, like, just let things go and move on. And I get that. I truly get that. But when you know you're being lied on and you know that someone is twisting what you said or spreading misinformation, what do you do? Because you know that there are so many people like Tracy here who they're gonna believe it to whatever degree. Some just will. That's crazy.
Hey, you're right. You're right. And then she'd go right back on live and start talking all about it. I'm on a group chat with a bunch of creators on here and Shay. I'm not going to name other names. Some of them are in this chat. And this was when Brian Kohlberger got caught. I was on a break because my mom came in town from Florida. This was during Christmas and Brian Kohlberger got caught. I jumped on chat because I realized that they were all talking on group and I was like, oh my gosh. So I came on, we're all talking. And then all of a sudden in pops Brittany, insert creator name, get off the phone. Let me talk to you. Text me, call me. Tells another creator, text me, call me. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I feel like I'm getting talked about here. So I messaged them and I'm like, is she talking shit? Lo and behold, she's talking shit. Me and her are friends at this point. You talk shit about your friend?
Does that sound familiar to a situation that was just shown? I think that one of the things I'm coming to realize on this platform is it's something that I don't know, you just don't even realize it until you're put into situations like these, is that so many people act and do things and then they blame others for doing the things that they are actually doing. That projection is a tricky bitch.
About your friends that have your back.
Every friend.
Who does that? And you expect not to get called out? You expect me and Shay and everybody just to stand by and be like, oh, okay. No, you come after people that don't have a channel, that don't have a leg to stand on, that can't speak their truth, and it's freaking wrong. So I'm here to give those people the chance to fucking stand up to you. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I'm baffled. I wonder.
I don't know what to say. I've heard a lot today.
I know. It's so much.
It's crazy because, like, for me, this thing went down with Mal, and it was.
So I want you guys to hear Shay's portion here too, and then I'll jump ahead to an hour and a half. But I wonder that as well. I'm baffled. I wonder how some of these people act in real life instead of behind a keyboard. Do you guys not have friends in your real life that dislike each other? My two best friends in this entire world don't really like each other at all. And they've never made me feel like it's a problem for me to be friends with either one of them. And it's so perplexing to me that in this space online, it truly is an issue. I was asking some friends the other day, what do you think the biggest lie on YouTube is? And I don't think they understood what I was saying at first. So let me explain. I think the biggest lie told on YouTube, or at least on these streets over here, is that you can go anywhere and support any creator you like, and it's not going to get under my skin. I think that is the biggest lie told on these streets, but you might have an opinion of what the biggest lie told on these streets are, so drop them in the chat.
It's crazy because, like, for me, this thing went down with Mal, and it was really uncomfortable. And I told Brittany she was acting like a mean girl, and this is where the whole mean girl thing comes from. Like, you tell her something, then she uses that word.
Yep.
I remember that time, Shay. I remember when there was a lot of conversation. Now, I did not watch Brittany every single live stream. No, absolutely not. And her mod Starlight can tell her that, she favored Brittany's channel, and that was fine. There was a little bit too much misinformation, but I do remember when the split happened and it was being discussed over and over and over. And so what were they supposed to do? 7 live streams that they were being drug on and their side hadn't been spoken. Like, when does enough become enough? Which is the name of Mal's stream here, Enough is Enough. Because my live about money had triggered her so bad that she went live about that. And then not just like saying that she thought I was, attacking her personally. It became this like hate fest towards all of her ex mods, ex subscribers, and that whole situation got thrown out there. And I didn't fully understand it, so I didn't speak on it. I was going to after watching this live, but that got derailed too. But what do you do when you've been poked and poked and poked? What do you do?
And you know, I don't understand like why, like, she doesn't like confrontation, so she talks behind people's backs. Well, just like tell it to them. And that was one of the things that ultimately, like, I tried to have that type of relationship with her. The shit she tried to call me out on, um, I have my own receipts of where we did have this conversation, and Mal and I talked to her about it. There's nothing nefarious. There's nothing to hurt her.
She
There's
knew
nothing to share.
everything.
She
Did
knew
we text it to
everything.
her? No, because we called her and we told her in a group chat on the phone, told her exactly what happened. She knew everything. I promise you, on everything I have, we told Brittany everything. And then she wants to turn around and gaslight me. Bitch, I was in a relationship like that. You can't do that to me.
Yeah, I guess it's like, okay, so she was able to forgive me then, but when I was going to leave her channel because I told her I needed to take a step back, and it's true.
No, I don't think that all these situations are money driven or money envy. I think they're just people being messy. I think that's a big part of it is people are just messy. And I also think that people think that they know what someone else is doing. And that goes back to that projection. Like they're projecting on others what they're truly doing in the background. Brittany was talking about these friends to one another in the background and assuming they were talking about her when they weren't. That's one of the things she's put on me lately is that I was like, I didn't have her back or I'd said sneaky snide things about her. Nope, not in public nor in private had I ever. Even on my last stream, kind things. But that projection got to her.
To me.
Yeah, I guess it's like, okay, so she was able to forgive me then, but when I was going to leave her channel because I told her I needed to take a step back, and it's true, I had to focus on my family and work, and you know, there is a lot of like time that like went into that, and I did enjoy the community and the people that I met along the way. But to be clear, like, so when Leslie left the night before she left in November, that Discord was transferred to me. It was never in Brittany's name. Brittany did not want to run it. And then whenever I left, I transferred it to her. And part of my reason and build up for leaving is I got modded in some other creators, and I gifted memberships, and I got a text from her asking why I was like gifting there, and it was kind of uncomfortable and weird. And then I guess she was watching a chat and saw I had an interaction with Whoopi and swore that I had been talking to Whoopi behind the scenes, and that's not true.
She swore Shay had been talking to Wolfie behind the scenes and created this whole dramatic explosion just because she thought it was happening. Comparing notes had us baffled. Granny, I've seen that happen. I've been a part of that. That's how I found I didn't find. It's how a group of us found a female pedophile in our midst. Because we just started comparing notes. It was a very simple thing. We were all being lied to, and eventually it just comes a point where red flags become too apparent, and this has nothing to do with Brittany J, by the way, but red flags become way too apparent, and a couple of us started talking, and we're like, wait, I was told this. Wait, I was told that. And that's what happens is, others begin comparing the notes and quickly discover what is truly happening, not just what they think is happening.
Not true at all. All because of it. Shay Bebe.
A nickname that came out because Allie was wearing a Tupac shirt on one of her lives, and we were talking about like rap songs, and I said, oh, that song A Bebe, like I had this nickname Shay Bebe, and so that's what she called me. But anyways, the conversation in this other creator's chat was Whoopi was pointing out a troll to me, and that's what, because I was a mod for that creator, I thanked her, and then I started getting text messages from Brittany while I was at the vet's office with my kitten. My dad was in town going through an episode, mental health episode, and I had a lot going on, and it was just a really stressful time. And there was no sense in talking with Brittany. I felt like she was gaslighting me, and I was really frustrated. And I get on a call, and I did blow up on her with that, and things kind of settled down. I was already still preparing to leave, to transition out a little bit more in the amount of support that I was doing for her channel. And by that time, I asked her to please not go, talk to other people, like let's have these conversations head on, you and I together. And then I find out from I think 4 different people that she had called them. And so what had happened was I had a rough day. It was a Monday morning. I remember Mal called me and I'm crying. And I'm just telling her about like what's going on with like my family life stuff that was happening. And then Mal asked me like, well, I got a call from Brittany on Friday. I'm like, really? She's like, who's Whoopi? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, so, you know, I thought we were going to work on our issues
Hey, Scotty Skulls. Good to see you, sir.
together. Like, she's calling people that don't even know Whoopi. And I'm trying to explain the situation to Mal, and Mal's like, that's not the text messages she read to me. Like, she was leaving out the context of it and making it look very different. And then, oh, Scotty, I love you.
What?
That was almost perfect timing. He showed up in their chat at that same time too. And that's what's happened here, Tracy, in this situation, is that she was putting stuff in people's ears just to cause issues. Truly was. And it's such a shame because all of these women are genuine women. They didn't deserve it.
Oh my God.
Scotty!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Scotty! Do you want to come up, Scotty?
No,
We miss you.
I think Big Al said he would come up.
About
too.
time y'all are figuring it out. It took us long enough.
And so this whole thing
Hey,
that
Ocean Tide.
that happened back in November where Brittany's talking about the address thing, like she blew the fuck up on Scotty. I'm gonna get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
She went back in like 4 different Discord servers or 5 and like called Scotty out. She was mad that he was doing maps on Mal's channel. And this is what I was told. I was sick. I was not around. And
so into this situation, this goes back to the Debbie Collier case and the Kylie Rodney case. Brittany's channel was huge throughout Kylie Rodney. It was huge throughout Debbie Collier's case and others, but like 1,000+ people every stream. Crime Time with Mal meets Scotty Skulls in the chat through Brittany's channel, and they, end up conversing and whatnot. And Mal has a live where Scotty's on over there on her channel doing map time because he liked to do map time. And that becomes a huge issue. Why?
on Mal's channel. And this is what I was told. I was sick. I was not around. And I guess like what he blew up on Aaron, or she blew up on Scotty, and you had other creators that were in your Discord. And then
and I don't do drama. Like, I cannot stand that.
Yeah, I have the screenshots of it, but she called Aaron a bitch, and it just kept going. It was pretty bad. So, I told Brittany, like, I don't like how that's going down. We already have our own relationships with people because we panel together. Like, that's not a normal. That's like not a normal thing. Like for us, like we would talk. Like, we share our lives together and our friends. But I had never seen Brittany pop off like that before. I told her I didn't like the way that she was handling it, and I really wanted all of us to be friends again. And I was encouraging, her to like reach out to Scotty, and it just shit went sideways so quick over like one night. And then like Scotty and Leslie and Aaron were gone. And I mean, it sucked. And so Mal and I told, Brittany, like, hey, this is like what's happened. This is what we were hoping, like we could work this out, but they're like gone.
Hey, Jennifer.
And we did tell her that, like, Leslie, from what we understood of it, was hurt that, she had bought Brittany headphones or a headset or something, and she never used it. And she had her address. She showed us her house, and I did talk to Aaron. But it was just us girls. We didn't go out and do anything crazy. And so
no, it was not a creator. It was a subscriber, and it was handled in the Discord that we were in. But yeah, it's that talking behind the scenes that when you're telling people who are friends different things, those friends start conversing. They start having conversations, and they figure out the truth. It happens time after time after time in various situations. But no, you guys did not hear wrong. You heard right.
I did, ask like Aaron, like why do people keep going after her? Like, why don't people like her? Because I've never seen this side of Brittany.
Because when it clicks, it clicks.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Hi, Big Al.
Hey, sweetheart. Don't you waste another tear, Mel.
Seriously. I just feel it's too much.
It's gotta hurt, I know, but save them for something that matters.
Yeah.
I have stayed away for a long time.
Yes,
I found another place to attend.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip over Big Al here because he does talk again And so I'm going to skip forward to 1:30 when Big Al and Scotty and Mal comes up on panel, because I want you guys to hear what Malicious Intent, who was her co-host for quite, I think it's 1:30. Let me check. I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, I want to go to 1:30. Now, these are not just casual subscribers to her channel. These people, in my mind, were Brittany J's channel. Like, when you go in, and because she does have that open panel atmosphere, there becomes regulars and you get to know them. Before Mal became a part of the show, it was a huge open panel, and it was Big Al, Shay, Crime Time with Mal, Scotty Skulls. Ellie used to be over there a lot. There was a couple others that were regulars and always up on the panel. So these aren't just people who have just decided instantly one night to start disliking Brittany J. That's my point here.
And lying on your name, you should have the ability to come out without it being considered acting like teenagers, or we're in 7th grade or whatever. I mean, this is literally something that you could bring to a lawyer for slander. Like,
Yes,
like
that's what I was literally just saying.
it doesn't, it's one of those things where you can only, like Mal said at the very beginning, be pushed into a corner. You can only poke a bear so long before something has to be said. And I've always been the type of person that stays behind the scenes with everything, and I will continue to do that. But just know that if you guys don't see me in her chat, it's for a reason. And that there are receipts. Everyone in her chat was asking for receipts.
So she was giving, at this time, Brittany was giving a lot of reasons and excuses for why Mal had left the channel, and Mal had just decided, like, she didn't want to engage in that. But, you know, as things all too often do, it becomes worse and more poking. So she decides to share a little bit. But D, is Crime Time with Mal not doing the channel anymore? I think it's been like over a month since I've seen one of her videos. I hope she's still doing her channel, because she has great, and she does talk about cases that nobody else is talking about. So she does have a great channel, but real life might just be taking a hold right now.
There are receipts. The aspect, though, is that we all here are bigger people, that we don't want to have to show you the receipts to have to prove what type of person she is.
Well, that's
Right.
like, that's bringing like a Krana side to it. Like, that's
Yeah.
what the problem is. It's like, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to
No.
believe her, but I shouldn't have to pull personal conversations to show someone's character. Like, that just to me gets icky. I don't like that.
Yeah, and one thing before I drop, because I have to try to get out of this hammock and I think I might fall into a bush, so I don't want to be on here when that happens, is that something that I've said to anyone who has talked to me since all of this is that, and this has come up recently because of Deets Live and everything, just please, please, please be careful when you are donating, and know that everything being said is not always the 100% truth, and just know that when you're donating, you have no idea what it's going towards, and just be okay with that. And just please be careful with yourself, be cautious with you, your money, your feelings. Don't get emotionally involved in things that aren't real life. So I just wanted to throw that out there beforehand. And also just know, if you know her, she's probably said something about you. So I'm going to jump down. Big Al, Scotty, I said it in the chat, but it's nice to meet you. I had said, I've heard terrible things about you. But I'm sure
Surprise, surprise.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So she had heard all these terrible things because Malicious Intent came along after. Oh, sorry, I got a text from the kiddos. They're taking the baby on a walk. Okay. She had joined Brittany's panel after that whole situation with Scotty Skulls and Big Al. And Big Al, he ended up I don't think he left on his own free will. He was kind of pushed out because of all of these people gave Brittany a lot of things, and they described that throughout the live. Again, I'll drop the link. It would be too much to play 2 hours of this. And I think he said he gave her a monitor, and then he came back and said, oh, wait, no, it was canceled. So he owns up to that. But he would donate member after member after member, and just lots of things. He was very generous on her channel. And I think it just got to the point where Actually, I'm not even going to speculate as to what happened, but what was told was that there was a situation with her husband not liking Big Al, and so he kind of got pushed out the door. And then Scotty, we already explained that.
But I'm sure none of it was true. So it's nice to meet you. I'll see you guys around, I'm sure.
We love you.
Please
but
drop,
I love you
drop
guys
your
too.
channel link.
Yeah.
I'll drop
Somebody drop her link.
Okay.
I got
Thank
it.
you guys.
I love you,
but
Mallory.
I love you too. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for letting me drunk ramble. And
Anytime, babe.
Thanks for the truth grenades.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I don't care if it took vodka or what it took, but you know,
Right.
I think this is everybody's chance to say what they've been thinking for a long time, and I'm not going to bring it up again personally.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
neither.
For
Yeah.
all those that have just joined, I said in the beginning, this is the one and only time this is going to be brought up. I will not be talking about this anymore from here on out. This is the one chance that everybody can have to come express how you feel, because like I said, everybody deserves a voice.
Yeah.
But from here on out, there ain't no more talking about this shit.
Yeah,
Nope.
I
Well,
moved
thank you
on.
guys.
Like, I like to focus on cases.
I love you,
Yeah.
Mallory. Yes, this
Love
is
you
a
guys.
true
Bye.
crime channel. Bye.
Amanda.
Don't fall in the bush, Mallory.
Hey,
Okay.
Amanda.
Okay.
Hi.
Claus.
It's
Hi,
Amanda.
Claus.
Hi. Finally, I'm going to speak.
Yes.
Okay, girl.
I'm just a sub.
Okay, so Carol Carol Claus has the longest freaking name on YouTube. I think this week it is Wild Thing, Papa Elvis, Sexy Freaking Carol Claus. I don't know. It's ridiculously long, but she goes on a pretty long rant here. So I'm going to skip to the end of it. And you'll still hear like a little bit of it.
Voice, and I'm sorry. I said some bad words. But
Don't be sorry.
I'm just sick of people that I care about being treated like crap
Yeah.
from
I
her.
feel you. Yep.
I'm sick of it. None of them deserve this. And
It
people are
hurts.
thinking she's so innocent.
Big Al. Hey. You randomly sat down and saw this. Hey, it's good to see you. I hope life is treating you well, Big Al. I truly do.
She's the freaking victim. She's not. She's not a victim. Not at all. If anyone's a victim, it's all of us.
Yeah, I'll drop the link after.
It's all of us. It's all of our freaking asses here. Sorry.
No, we love you and we've got your back and we see you and we appreciate you.
I'm not telling anyone where to go. That was the whole point of saying that, that's the biggest lie I told here on YouTube is that you can go wherever you want. No, people do judge you. And it's unfortunate. No, I've got mods and friends on this platform that go into creators, places that I'm not a fan of. I don't care for. It does not matter one iota.
You're heard. Yeah, like I told you, all we can do is control our actions and reactions. And, you know, it's really hard to sit and bite your tongue when you know somebody is saying really awful things about you and like you don't want to stoop to their level and you had enough of it. It's been 8 months and it's just like, move on. I moved on with my life,
Mm-hmm. But I do want to address Blue Petunias real quick. Everyone on YouTube making videos is asking for money. I don't do this for money. I can't pay one bill with what I make on YouTube. So I don't do this for money at all. If I would have done this for money, I would have quit YouTube a long time ago and gone out and got a job. I do it because I'm passionate. Yes, I do it because I'm passionate about it and I want justice for victims and I want the missing people that aren't on the headlines to actually be put out there so public can actually see that there are so many missing people that don't get talked about. That's what I make my videos for. I have never once came on my channel and let me tell you, we have struggled, but I have never once asked anybody, and Shay is my best friend, and I've never asked anybody for one dime, not one penny.
And actually, I think Brittany was the one that told you to do memberships. You never had it before.
Never had memberships. Didn't even know how to do it. Brittany told me to do memberships.
There's a difference between being monetized and doing memberships, and every 20 minutes.
Rapper. One, she wasn't, and even if she was, I wouldn't care because it's probably something she's already told me. So quit, find a different, quote to troll in here, bud.
Dropping your Cash App and your PayPal.
Yep.
And every other day there's another crisis that requires money.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sorry, it's just they're facts.
Yep.
If you're going to be on YouTube and people are going to watch you and you get monetized, hey, if people want to contribute, cool.
Right.
The difference between allowing that and asking for it.
Right. You don't see me drop my Cash App. You don't see me drop my Venmo. You don't see me have my Amazon wish list in my cart, in my description. None of that. And you never will.
Nope.
I got an Amazon wish list. Put it out.
Right? And what's on my Amazon wish list, I send to my family. And guess what's all on there? Stuff that I want for YouTube. Stuff that I want for my YouTube videos.
And
That's
I
what's
have
on
to tell
there.
you something. Let me tell you something. I was with Mel, subbed to her before she went off for a little bit. Not one daggum time did she ask for one bloody cent. Not one daggum time has Alex Erickson asked for one damn cent. Not one time has Melissa Jade asked for one damn cent.
No, they don't like to
None
ask
of
them at
them.
all. They
None
want
of
you to
them.
gift it to them.
None of them.
For my list, I send to my family. And guess what's all
I know Carol has a lot of passion. That's what I love about her. And that's why they were all here the morning of Little Fires Everywhere. And this deserves to be repeated. They deserve to have their side said for once.
all on there? Stuff that I want for YouTube. Stuff that I want for my YouTube videos.
And
That's
I have
what's
to
on
tell
there.
you something. Let me tell you something. I was with Mel, subbed to her before she went off for a little bit. Not one daggum time did she ask for one bloody cent. Not one daggum time has Alex Erickson asked for one damn cent. Not one time has Melissa Jade asked for one damn cent.
No, they don't like to
None
ask
of
them at
them.
all. They
None of
want you to
them.
gift it to them.
None of them. So why you being a begathon?
Yes, Lori. And that's the thing. A lot of subs are in the dark because y'all get fed one story.
It's usually the big creator that's over there controlling that narrative. Like I said, nobody sees this other side of it because we're peons. Like, just do away with us and you move on and bring more people in, and then you just squash us like ants and treat us like shit. Like, I'm fucking tired of it.
This has been going on since last year.
And you do this.
We can apply this to so many situations online. So many.
Yes, Lori. And that's the thing. A lot of subs are in the dark because y'all get fed one story.
It's usually the big creator that's over there controlling that narrative. Like I said, nobody sees this other side of it because we're peons. Like, just do away with us and you move on and bring more people in, and then you just squash us like ants and treat us like shit. Like, I'm fucking tired of it.
This has been going on since last year with me and Shay and Scotty knows, Big Al knows. Like, this has been going on since last year. And she's still talking about it. Why? We don't sit around and talk about Brittany.
She thinks it brings clicks. That's why I just disappeared completely. I went to a channel that doesn't talk about any of this shit. Ever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Mel's one of them, Alex is one of them, and Melissa Jade.
I barely even collab with people. Like, y'all can go back and watch my videos. I barely collab with people.
Well, that's because you should be able to run your channel yourself, right? And have people up here and there.
Right.
I don't know, like the creators I know in chat, I'm probably missing a bunch, but like you, Mal, and Allie, and Kate, and I know there's more here. You guys are the ones struggling because you don't go off on tangents and point fingers and speculate and bring drama into your channels. You're more factual, and you try to, like you said, you try to bring a voice to obscure cases that people haven't heard about.
And that doesn't get me the views. It
doesn't, because if you look at like Allie, you, and Kate, for example, I know there's probably more in chat right now, but you guys struggle because you don't do that.
And I'm okay with that. I would rather grow slow. Yeah, I would rather grow slow, have my integrity, be able to sleep at night knowing I'm doing the right thing for people and I'm not contributing to their pain that they're already dealing with. And I know I'm a good person at the end of the day. I know my heart.
Yes.
You wear your heart on your sleeve, Mal.
I do, and it's not a good thing sometimes.
Well, it's real. That's what matters.
That's right. You're real, and it does matter because that shows the difference between you and others.
It matters to other real people.
That's right.
So do you. That's why I'm here. I heard your name come up, and I was like, oh, hell no. I've been flu for 4 days. I've literally been in bed for 4 days. It's the first time I've sat at my computer in 4 days.
So
I'm so happy you're here.
And I want to say something too to those who are like, why are you addressing this? It's just gross. Well, probably a lot of y'all were over at Brittany's enjoying her talking shit about us.
Yep.
So why can't we stick up for ourselves when I've never had a platform to do it.
Right.
I wasn't even going to come on this first time out. I was like, absolutely not going to fucking talk about this.
No, she was
so
not.
livid. I have like kept my mouth shut, but I wanted to be here to support you. Thank you for allowing us the platform to do that. But we shouldn't have to go out here and talk about this stuff. I don't really care to, but it's like, enough's enough. You can't control the narrative of why we left and what happened to us. Like it's not right. It becomes slander when it's lies.
Yes.
I know a lot of lawyers.
And it's not fair that you can't support somebody and be kind to them, and some channel make you feel like crap and make you feel like you're crazy just because you say hi. Hi, Shay. Hi, sweet, beautiful friend. And then they want to ignore you just because you do that. I'm sorry. I'm older than you, Brittany. I have a voice and I have a right to say hi to Shay if I freaking want to say hi. Hi, Shay.
Love Carol. Okay, one more spot and then we'll be done here.
If they don't like me, that's okay too.
I understand that I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but the thing with me, if I don't like somebody, I just keep going.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm
Girls.
over it. But I would
That's
like
what I
to
need to start
be
doing
done
too.
and work on some true crime cases together again.
Yes.
Yes, let's talk about Quint Simon.
Oh, that's coming up. Yeah, but we'll do that
Yes.
another time. But thank you, Scotty, Big Al, Claus, Mallory, Mal, everyone. I'm sorry for those that have been hurt. It's not fun.
I love you.
No, I love you too. It's not fun.
No, it's
So
not.
for everyone that's enjoying her drag us, like, you don't know the behind the scenes that I've already been crying for months because of the mean stuff that's been said. But
That
we've
is all
had
right.
enough, and I've had enough.
Yep.
I understand you completely, and you know that, Shay.
No, I mean, we're not perfect. Like, we're human. We're gonna fuck up sometimes. Like, this is just the way it is, right?
Yep.
It's life.
That is
Yes.
life.
Well, the best advice I can give is do like me. Just move on and don't worry about it. There's better things in life to dwell, you know.
What?
I agree.
Brittany,
What?
nobody doxed you to do a welfare check on you? Nobody's
Oh
ever
my
even
God.
done anything like that to you. Nobody I know.
Oh my gosh.
I
Don't
don't
tell
have the
me.
time for that shit.
I would never do that to someone.
Is she on here?
No, she's on her live saying that she was doxed for a welfare check.
Not by us.
I didn't do
Oh my
that. I don't
God.
know what's.
I'm a victim. I'm a victim.
I never did any of that to her.
Come send me some super chats. He's wanting some super chats, y'all. That's the. Huh?
Hey,
No, there was nothing done
I'm
for
gonna
that.
start dancing like another channel member that does it when they get a super chat.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
I
to be
started that
clear,
whole thing. I started that whole thing on her channel, and they're still using it.
Oprah.
yes,
No,
you
this
did.
like we got a super chat.
Oh yes, yes.
You
And
did.
just to be clear, whatever welfare check thing that I guess Brittany's talking about, I wasn't there during that time. I had no idea that
don't
that
know
was
nothing
even
about-
done.
I promise. That's one thing I don't mess with.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
mess with somebody's kids like that.
No,
She's gonna be mad at you, Lou Petunias. Just to let you know, she will be mad at you.
I don't. I don't wish. I don't wish.
people in your chat. Uh-oh.
Lou Petunia, remember she has people who takes pictures and sends them back to her.
Yes.
Why are those people allowed to watch?
Mm.
I don't know.
Brooke, I think you missed the part where she spoke on them for 7 live streams, dragging them before they spoke out. 7. How many times? So I get it. I truly, truly get what you're saying. Rise above, be the better person, move on. How many times? What is the answer for people? Truly, how many times can you be lied on? Talked poorly on repeatedly? Poked and poked and poked before you're allowed to say something back in retaliation? How many?
Leslie was over there just feeding it, so I don't know.
Of course.
Well, Leslie disappeared, and Leslie was our friend. We were shocked. Like, we don't understand what happened. So,
And I told Leslie a lot of personal stuff too. I opened my heart out to that girl about
I don't
some
think-
very deep shit.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not playing those games. Nobody did any fucking thing like that to her. I never would. I don't wish ill on Brittany at all. I wish her to be better. I wish health and happiness for her husband, for her kids. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish anything negative on the woman.
But yeah, I was stated in her live today that I hate her so much. No, I don't hate nobody. But I'm not going to sit there and pat your back when you do bullshit by other people.
That's what she wants.
And I'm not doing it. I'm not that type. I'm going to come straight to your face. Even if you like it or not, I'm going to say it. I'm real. But yet at the same time, I'm not no evil devil, demon, troll. I care a lot about people. I would sacrifice my shirt off my freaking back for somebody
Mm-hmm.
when I care about freaking people. But by golly, if I need something, I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to go out and do it on my own. And the only point that Aaron was trying to freaking make today about Brittany's husband, and I'm not trying to talk crap about him, I'm not trying to be mean, but by golly, if you can afford to buy alcohol, you can afford to buy.
I meant to pause before that. Sorry. I don't want to get into the rest of what they talked about there. Again, here is the link. Sorry, I was fiddling with my headphones. I don't know why it's not playing through the microphone like it should be. This is Crime Time with Mal's live. There's a lot more there. They go into in full depth what had happened. That's what that live that I did that day was supposed to be about. Like I said, I probably would not have had these same opinions that I've had today. I would have been the one to encourage and say, rise above it, don't, whatnot. But I get it. How many times can you be poked? And this situation has taken place over and over and over and over again on that channel. So I can't believe for 1 second that it is an everybody else problem when there's so many other people involved, so many other people saying the same thing has happened to them. It comes a point where we have to acknowledge that. Well, thank you, Evil Queen. If you guys got a membership from Evil Queen, please thank her. Who is the genuine person, BJ or blank? Our name's here. Who's the bully? Hang on. I know that there are a couple people who want to speak on it. Big Al's up here. Let me grab my overlay. Hello?
Hello.
You there, Big Al?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Okay, this might be a me thing. 1, 2. Yeah, I can hear you on my phone. So that's what I was trying to figure out. For some reason, my headphones are not.
Okay, then I'll stop scrambling. I was like, oh shit, I think you screwed something up.
Okay, Big Al, it's your show for 1 second. If you don't mind, I gotta
My
run up and
show?
grab
Oh
my
no.
earbuds. If you don't mind.
I will say sorry to everyone for it being my show. Scotty Skulls, I gotta say, I missed you, homie. Seeing your name in the chat when I randomly sat down for this was really cool. And Joneson is being extremely generous. Thank you. I know Dietz definitely appreciates the members. Yeah, this was a sad day, a good day. I think a lot of people. I'll speak for myself. I know I was one of the only people that just walked away from the situation altogether, but I think what happened to me was a little bit different. Not so much shit was really talked about me. I was just treated really, really bad.
I can hear you. Okay.
Yay!
Yay, this is working. How are you, Big Al? Sorry
I'm doing
about
all
that.
right. How are you?
Good. Still just figuring out like this microphone and setup.
I know how you feel. Actually, my big mic is. I haven't been doing any lives or anything, so my big mic's put away.
You
So I'm just using the
should.
headset.
You haven't gotten back to podcasting?
No. That's gonna be a while for that. It'll be a little while for that.
That's a shame.
I can't deal with the political stuff right now. There's just too much. I get too excited. I break things, shoot things.
It's a crazy climate, that's for sure.
We're living
Thank you,
some weird
Joneson.
stuff.
Thank you for that. I heard Big Al. Thank you.
I think a lot of people were treated a lot differently than I was. I don't know. I can't speak for anyone else. I can speak for the people that spent a lot of time on panel with me,
Mhm.
and how much time we put in, for literally never even receiving a thank you.
There was Amethyst
And I
Wolf.
know Scotty put in
Holy
hours. 50?
I know. Holy crap. Amethyst, you did not
Wow.
need to do that. That is, and then KNS, thank you,
I can't even do
love.
the super chat thing.
I know. I don't have any fun, a lot of people have fun music and clips and stuff, but yeah, I remember. Thank you all so much. And again, 100% of the profits from memberships are donated every month. But I remember when you and Scotty, but mainly you and Scotty, because you were up there every day when I found Brittany's channel because she was playing one of my clips or something. And you did such an amazing thing. Like, you were always there for every live. You would keep things going, keep the conversation flowing. Loved it. And
Well,
then,
and that was because of where I came from. And I was trying to, and I don't know why. I honestly, to this day, I ask myself, why did I put so much effort into somebody who just really didn't care? And I think I missed podcasting so much and the structure of it
yeah.
that I just said, okay, well, I'm going to jump into this. And then I met Scotty and we hit it off and we worked really well together and spoke, we could bounce things off each other and things went really well. And it kept getting bigger and the channel was growing and it was cool. And then I started kind of seeing the backside of it,
Yeah.
the grifting and the begging and the other stuff. And I brought it up to her more than once. Said, organically, you're going to get this money. You don't have to ask for it all the time.
And see, I know that a lot of people felt like that, and I never felt like that. And I don't know if it's because I was not there frequently or what, because I always felt like every time I heard Brittany ask for money, she was very upfront and direct about what she was asking for.
Right.
And so I feel like if you're just being honest with your people, then there's nothing wrong with that.
But
And I
when
know others have a
someone-
different opinion, but
Well, when someone offers you a solution to the problem that you're telling people you have, and you ignore it because you don't have the problem, you just want the money,
Mhm.
then that happens a couple times, and people that are critical thinkers see that, and we're all critical thinkers. That's why we're here.
in true
A
crime, we
good
should be,
majority
yeah.
of us are pretty intelligent people. So to try and pull one over on, other intelligent people, not really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Big Al was painted as a creep?
Oh, I was, yeah. I was all over her, apparently,
Oh.
because I did a pre-show call with her every day to discuss the structure of the show. That's why the show was on a timeline,
I didn't know you were
because you have
painted
to
like a
pre-show. If you're
creep
going to
back
have the
then.
same people speaking every day to 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 people, you better have a fucking plan,
Mhm.
or they're going to get tired of you. You've got to have some
Absolutely.
structure. I mean, and that's what I never ever once, and I swear on my mother and my father, never asked Brittany a single personal question on the phone, and texts, in messages, ever. Didn't care. Never even knew her husband's name until, geez, I think I was there for a long time.
And you put in a lot of work.
And it
lot of
wasn't just
work.
me. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
Scotty might not have talked that much, but that dude put in hours
Mhm. I remember you
of work for her to
yeah,
have
lots
it.
of debates, and it was good, healthy conversations,
Yep.
and Scotty would try to reel people back in, you would try to reel people back in. It was good.
It was, I mean, we had a really good thing going there. And if all you wanted was money, she should have just sat back and shut up. Would have been the
Mhm.
smartest thing for her to do, and she would have kept making money because we were doing all the damn work. I mean, we really were. But I don't know how I randomly, seriously, this was so random. I was literally walking by my computer and I was like, oh, did I just hear a ding from YouTube? Oh, look at that, Deets is live.
I'm glad you
What?
randomly found it.
I looked at it and I was like, okay, bullshit. I need to grab a Pepsi and sit down and look at this. Then I saw Scotty and I was like, okay, well, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be at 4:00 on Thursday afternoon. So thanks for doing it. I mean, there's a lot of people that deserve to be heard on this. They were mean to.
Yeah, there was a lot of people hurt. A lot of
They were
people
mean
hurt.
to, and there were a lot of things said. And I fortunately, once I left the panel, I left the chat.
And I do feel bad. Like I said, that day that I was gonna do Little Fires Everywhere, I probably would have completely downplayed what they had dealt with and said, like, look, this happened, the whole spiel I gave earlier. And I am sorry about that. I truly am.
I don't think a lot of people understood, what was going on behind the scenes there, and it was basically we were the scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it was we were the scene, and I never thought anything of most of the other people that came up on panel other than they were all good people.
I know, and that's what I loved about her play initially at first. And Sleuthy, I'm with you. That's the very first panel I ever spoke on was Brittany J's panel. I went up to talk about a true crime case. And like I said, I never said a bad word about her.
Well, Sleuthy, I followed you over from
Twitter.
we went from Zabs to the chat with
Oh.
Ryan Upchurch,
Mhm.
and then I ended up somehow in Brittany's chat and just landed and never left. And I was going back and forth between Zabs and Brittany's, and it just, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people got hurt, and it's good that you're letting people talk about it. And it sounds like
Yeah.
from what I see, everybody's being very respectful, more respectful than what I've heard has been said about me.
Right. Well,
I've heard
yeah.
some horrible things have been said about me and Brittany's, and I
Man,
don't know why.
I don't
Because
either.
I never did a damn thing to anybody in there.
No,
Neither
you
did
brought
Scotty.
some great things to the channel with the Oprah and the I think we're going to super like all of that. You brought a lot of fun energy, a vibrant energy. It was really good.
Oh, hello, Megan. Yep, I remember that discussion. Yeah, it was a bummer, man. It came out of left field for me. You know?
And Shay was always such a doll there. I
Yeah,
loved it.
for sure.
Hey Mac, thank you, love.
I think there were a
you.
lot of people that were just good people that were somehow gravitated there. But you know, you don't know someone pissed in the pool until somebody tells you.
That's true.
If everybody
That's
knows
an
there's
interesting
if
analogy.
everyone around you knows there's piss in the pool, and they're sitting on the chairs around the edge of the pool deck, and they're drinking Mai Tais, and it's a beautiful day, but none of them are swimming, and you're wondering why, it's because there's piss in the pool.
It's because there's pee in the pool. Yeah. Wow. I did not know that there were this many individuals that
I've heard a
have
lot of
had
stories.
a situation.
I've heard a lot of stories recently. Honestly, I have.
Yeah.
That have been brought to me privately. That it's like, I don't know what to say.
I've heard a couple. I just don't. I don't know. I probably just don't talk to as many people as you do from
No, I definitely
over on
don't.
that side. But
I don't.
I've only heard a couple stories. I've heard about 3 people in the background being asked to give money. All I'm gonna say on that is, again, in general, people, be careful with your pocketbooks.
Yep.
Be smart, be wise. If you're going to open your pocketbooks to anyone for any reason, research.
Well, she had me talked into a monitor.
I heard you
and
on
I was
that
gonna
live,
send
yeah.
it, and I mixed it up because I helped someone else out, and I mixed it up. I said that I'd sent it to her, and I came back as fast as I could and said, "Hey, wait a minute, I misspoke. It never got sent." Oh my God, the clips that I got! She drugged me. Her and her, whatever that dude is, were dragging me back and forth, calling me fat, this and that, and I mean, just saying horrible shit.
Whatever that dude.
After I had already corrected myself and said, "No, I was wrong. I misspoke. It never got sent."
I heard you say that here at the end of this live because, like I said, I just listening to this earlier to kind of refresh.
Because I went into my Amazon thing and went, okay, I better double check on this before I'm one of these people talking shit. You know, I want to get it right. So even though I corrected myself, I was still a piece of garbage. You know?
Yeah, you can't. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, pretty much. Scotty, get your butt up here.
Mac. Thank you. I'm always so far behind in chat, y'all. Yeah, you've never met Big Al, Tracy? Tracy, you'd love Big Al. He was one of my favorites going over there to yell out deets.
Everywhere I see you, that's it. I wonder if I can get it in before she leaves.
I know.
Well,
he
good
is
on
a
you
kind person, very kind person.
Good on you for, you know, giving people, you know, a voice still and not.
Yeah, if they want to, if people do want to say something, they can. If you don't, completely understandable. This was just, you know, her saying that I was two-faced because I was going to do a whole live on her.
Bullshit.
Back during Little Fires Everywhere. It was not
you're
going
the TMZ of YouTube.
It wasn't going to be
just
anything
fucking
like
deal
that.
with it. That's what you do. TMZ doesn't have favorites.
I don't.
TMZ doesn't have enemies. I mean, it just.
Hey, Kelsey.
That's what you do.
Oh, I've got those. I've got
plenty
of those.
Of course you do, but you pick it apart.
Yeah.
Scotty,
I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it was going to be a very fair understanding of that situation.
But see, the problem is she could never. Brittany will never be a debater, even if she has
Yeah.
the facts on her side. And I don't know if it's ADD or what. I don't know what it is, but that's not her. She just
Yeah.
wants to ramble. Staying on track is really, really hard
Well,
for her.
I mean, I agree with what Crime Time with Mal was saying. Like, and honestly, I don't think it's fair to say, like, oh, she shouldn't dabble in the drama. I think you can do both. Absolutely think you can. But I do know that, you know, if her chat's over there screaming, we don't want to do the drama, we don't want to do the drama, maybe you shouldn't. If that's what your chat doesn't
She's
want.
going to do whatever keeps 600 people in her lives.
Shay,
Because for
thank you.
her, all it is it money. That's all she cares about.
Spudler. She says, I can never get to understand all this eruptive drama. I can't even keep up with the battles my friends have, so I gave up ages ago. Before that, I just tended to put my foot in it. I would say that for the most part, eruptive drama, explosive drama is just go back and look at what happens afterwards. Is it self-serving? Was it, you know, confronting the situation head on? Look at
Sleuthy,
what happens afterwards.
Sleuthy, what you just said, it just is brilliant. Yes, people should act the way they do in person towards others. Like people knew who they were, which is one of the reasons why when I came out onto YouTube, a lot of people in this chat probably don't know. You can find me real easy. People know who I am. I've told people who I am. I tell people the name of my restaurant. I tell people where I live. You want to come and say hi? Come and say hi. I am the exact same person you're hearing here in person.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I'm me on and off
This
this
is me,
platform.
and I'm very easy to find. If you think I'm just talking shit, come and tell me you think I'm talking shit. You know.
Oh, Allie's coming up any minute. I do know that her and I talked a little, but Sleuthy. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have. Okay, I think it was that
That's
folks
smart
want to
ass in
go
the
wherever
chat
they
said, "What do you
want.
own, Big Al's?" Yes, I own Big Al's.
You own Big Al's.
Yes, I own a restaurant called Big Al's.
Very original. No, I remember you talking about that. You would be working down at the restaurant and you'd take a break and come and do True Crime with Brittany. And I thought that is such a good friend. And there were times you'd have to step away and go take care of something, but I thought that it was great.
Yeah, she just, you know,
It's a good friendship.
I don't know.
It
I
appeared
thought
to
it
be.
was. I thought it was. But for me, it was good, you know. And I got what I wanted out of it. I had a friend, even though that friend wasn't really a friend. But look at, you know, I met some really great people.
Yeah, I met a lot of great people through Brittany's channel for sure. But I do want to address here what Sleuthy says. Hey, Allie, but I think it's fine. That's why it's like I don't care where people go, and others shouldn't as well, because sometimes people just want to go where the case that they're the most interested in, and they want to go and they want to engage in the conversation about that case.
Truth.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's how I ended up. That's how I ended up in this whole thing. I ended up in this whole thing because of GPS tracking and the loudmouths that were talking about black boxes and different weird stuff that they were assuming and making shit up about on cars. And, you know, that's what I did before I retired and bought a bar.
Yeah.
That's what I did for 15 years. So I was somewhat of a subject expert and just sat down on Zav Girls chat one night and said, you guys want to talk about this stuff? I'll tell you all about it.
So you found Zav Girls first?
Yeah, I found hers first. And then went from there to a private with Sleuthy. I think it was with Sleuthy and I don't remember who else, but we ended up in a private StreamYard with Upchurch until like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
And,
I bet that was something.
Oh God. Yeah, that was I was wrecked. But you know, after that it was like, okay, who's talking about this case? And then things went crazy on Zav's channel and all the other stuff happened. And I just landed on Brittany's channel one night.
It was good. And I think that there is a place for channels like that where you have, you know, open panels pertaining to true crime and situations like that. And there's obviously a draw to it. So I always found that interesting. Are you with us, Allie?
I am here. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we hear ya.
Okay, so I just wanted to come up for a second and say, okay, your last live, I said many things that I didn't agree with in true crime, honestly, that I've said on my channel many times. And probably 90% of those things I've never even seen Brittany do. So the fact that it was like twisted into this mean girl and we're saying this and that and subs
Hall
shouldn't go on
monitors.
panels. Yeah, no. And I think I love open panels. I think that's great to interact with your subs. I was just saying that like misinformation can really spin out of control with open panels, especially if the creator doesn't stop it. Not even really talking about Brittany. That's the funny thing. I mentioned like 10 different things that I didn't like with true crime. The
Right.
only thing that I mentioned that like she does, which it wasn't only about her, many people do it, is the asking for money and tying in your personal finances to these cases. I've told her that to her. I've said it a million times. I don't agree with that. It's not a secret. It's not something new. So I was just really shocked the way it was like blown out of proportion that it was like a live all about her. And, no, that's not what it was at all.
No.
It was about many things.
Well, and the fact is, hall monitor is going to tell you what you can and cannot do, and nobody in that live was telling anyone what they could and could not do. It was simply about understanding how the community felt on certain topics, certain situations. That doesn't mean that you have to listen to or heed the advice, or I don't even know if you could call it advice, but you don't even have to heed the opinions of your peers.
Right.
They're just that. They're opinions. They're
right.
like belly buttons.
And what sense does that make to like, you do open panels all the time, to sit up here and like be like, open panels suck, that's stupid, or whatever.
Right.
You do them all the time. Like,
Be like, oh, thanks, Allie. Yeah, no, exactly. I knew what you were saying. I knew. I completely understood. And I didn't think for 1 second that you were talking. It wasn't until someone came in much later. Oh my gosh, I think we had been here like 7 hours at that point, and someone said that. I think actually everybody up on my panel was like, who's Brittany J? Like they were so lost. They didn't even know what was like, no, we weren't talking about you. No one was thinking about you or that situation at all. But apparently you felt like a lot of it was about you. And I would say that when that happens, there's an internal issue that needs self-reflected upon.
Oh yeah, I agree. Or did you even watch it? Or did you just have somebody else tell you about it? Because I started to think, did she even watch it? Or is she just like hearing what people say? Because that doesn't make sense at all if you actually watched it. But like you said, if you feel that, if that's your conscience, you know what I mean? If you feel like it was about you when it wasn't, but that's not on us.
No, not at all. I don't think so. That's why I said earlier when I heard over on someone else's stream, like, oh my God, I hate long intros where the creator says hi to everyone. You know what I don't do? I didn't get offended by that person's opinion. Like,
right.
I'm going to keep doing long, saying hi to everyone.
Yes, exactly. Or like we'll hear it all the time. We don't, too much commentary. We don't hear it as much now, but we still do it because we like it. Not everybody's going to agree with everything you're doing. And unfortunately, when you put it out there on YouTube, you're opening yourself up for that criticism. That's just the truth. And it's hard to take at first, but you're going to get some.
Look at this name. I have not seen Merp since my Little Fires Everywhere live. I hope you are well, Merp. Good to see
I remember that live. I remember, oh my gosh, yeah, what a mess that turned into.
It got sidetracked quickly because of Nunya, but that's okay. We still heart Nunya.
Yeah, and then it was all about all these different things. What a mess. But so no, funny. I just wanted to come up for a second and say that I appreciate you doing the lives that you do, asking the community for things. As a creator, to me, I think it's important. I think we should all be paying attention and watching. And we all make mistakes. Just because you might have done, like if somebody does something wrong, okay, we'll do better. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for doing that. And thank you for allowing me to come up. And I'll talk to you later. But
thanks,
I'm going to keep
Allie.
listening. All right. Bye, guys. Bye,
Love
Big
you,
Al.
girl.
Love you. Bye.
See ya later.
There was, I think the reason that I like doing conversations like that, even though I know there's going to be backlash every time, it did used to get to me. Now it's like, yeah, whatever. But it's the same reason I enjoy true crime, is just understanding people, just trying to understand one another, trying to relate to one another. Just conversations like these
Trying
altogether,
to figure
I
people out.
truly enjoy. Yeah.
Trying to figure people out is an amazing thing.
It is.
It truly is, and especially in this atmosphere where all you really have is someone's text or their voice, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have facial expressions. You don't have body language. It's just you're either right about somebody or you're not, and you
Right.
never know.
Exactly. Brittany, I put you in timeout because you kept saying the same things over and over. My mods kept saying like, "Hey, that's not what this is about. Move on, etc." So I thought maybe you needed a little break, and I never put people in timeout. So there's that.
Oh wow.
Um,
Well, before I get put in timeout, thanks for
Thank
keeping
you
the
for
dream alive.
coming.
I appreciate you having me up, and everybody in chat who donated. Good on you.
Mhm.
She deserves it.
Thank you.
Deets does good work.
I used to make tons of videos like back when you were around. I don't much
Everything I
anymore.
see has been good.
Thanks, Big
I
Al.
might be a little late, but I still see it. So I'm
Oh, good.
watching.
Always watching.
Always watching. All right, kid. Take care.
Thanks, love. You have a good one. Oh, Shay pops up. You just missed Big Al, Shay.
Hey.
Welcome to membership, Hope Secco. How's it going, Shay? That was a lot. Sorry to play that, but I know that it kind of explains. Again, that was what I was going to talk about on that live, but it explains everything so well as to what you all were thinking and feeling.
Yes, and thank you for sharing it respectfully. It's not like an easy thing to talk about because none of that should have ever come to YouTube. Ever.
It didn't have to.
No, friendships fall out. And that's the reality. And how you can walk away from something, I think says a lot about character. And for me, that's where I was with Brittany back in January of 2023. I walked away. I needed space. I had a lot going on at home, and I also just didn't feel appreciated. And my last conversation I had with her, even through the fallout, wasn't ugly Deeds at all.
I didn't think it was.
No, and not until later did I start, like, because she gets paranoid, and this is a common thing with her. And she just started saying insinuating I was like a rogue mod, which my wrench was already gone. I never did anything to her channel. I would want to hurt her. And I was heartbroken. There's many nights I ugly cried to Woofy because I just didn't understand why this was all happening. So a lot of people weren't seeing that there were a lot of things coming out of Discord, community posts, membership community posts about me. And I felt like the world was against me, and I mod for other creators that I have a lot of respect for, and my integrity really matters to me. And I never would want to hurt anybody. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
But I really love Brittany because she was my best friend. And I still look back at it and I'm mad because I don't get it. I don't understand why it went that way. And so I haven't really talked to her until I was up on a panel with her and I lost my cool. I did apologize for yelling the following day the way I did at her. This was after, like much after a different situation. Because I don't want like my anger to be the way that I respond, but I never took back the words I said because everything I said is true. And I still hold to that. I did reach out to Brittany whenever some stuff was happening with Allie recently because I wanted to be in her chat and support Allie. And
Right.
I did talk to her briefly. I didn't talk to her for a month until I heard that my name was mentioned in her chat that had to do with a former mod of hers that has caused issues. So I did go into Brittany's chat that day, and then I did I did send her a message afterwards because I wasn't caught up on the live. My husband was sick. We both ended up having the flu that week.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
there's never been any apologies. We've not worked through anything. I told her, no, I don't want drama. That's a very general statement. Like, but there's been no apologies. There's been no makeup, and there's
No
not going to.
resolution whatsoever.
No, and there never will be, because there's no accountability on Brittany's part, and the things that she's done to me and the people I care about, I can't forgive her for that. And I also coming to find out more things that, like, when you share so much of your life with someone and you think they're your best friend, and you come to find out that there's so much that they never told you, but you were so vulnerable. I felt like
you
it
felt
was a fake
raw.
friendship.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
felt, well, fake friendship. You also feel raw. You exposed yourself to this individual, and then
Yeah.
come to find out that it
I
wasn't
could never trust
reciprocated.
her.
Right.
Yeah. I could never trust her, and no, I could never be her friend again. So the apology would never,
It would be
even if
pointless.
it would be pointless. So that's where I stand on it. And I just wanted to just say that, Deets, because she likes to think we made up. We did not make up. I was there to support my
Oh.
friend Allie, and I was there. I learned through all of this that I have to be able to defend myself and be
Right.
my own voice. And so that's why I went into her chat recently about a former mod issue, because I wanted to defend myself, my character, and that's it. And there's nothing else about that.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am sick of seeing around on YouTube, because I don't see this in real life, this notion that if you finally get to the point where you are going to defend yourself and be the person to defend yourself, you somehow become the mean girl. That is not true. It's simply not true.
It's not true. And I think there was something really important that came out of some of the lives. I went back and watched them on the series that you did, and I do think you did it respectfully and had a very open community discussion about it. But I think Mal, you played the clip where Mal mentioned, when you donate your money, like, you're giving that away at that point. Like,
Yeah.
you got to trust that that's going somewhere, and you can't control the end point of that. The other part was that something that was mentioned, I believe it was Brittany actually was on your panel with that girl, and it resonated to me so much, because there was a discussion about when you have like mods fall out with.
It was the mod panel. Yep.
It was, and it was like, do you have a discussion about this? Do you tell people about it? Well, I don't think it's fair for somebody that, if in the situation, if it's not, out in the public, that, an altercation happened and it's known why that person left, that the creator who has a large following gets to control the narrative. And that's what I felt for so long with Brittany, was that she controlled the narrative of me and so many other wonderful people that have supported her and cared for her and her family. And it wasn't right. And that's kind of why we got to the point where we did with this live with Mal, was because she controlled every damn narrative about things. And it wasn't that we needed to say what happened, because I do believe a lot of this stuff should be private if they are truly private friendships. But that's not the way Brittany goes. And that's what's disappointing.
I get what you're saying, and I agree with you, but Tracy mentioned it earlier, like she thought, well, I heard some bad things about some of those creators. And sadly, I believed a few things that were said about you guys, but I can say that every last one of those creators I am subscribed to, I listen to when they are on, and I've never seen them do or say the negative things that were being said about them. So that absolutely should have been my first clue as to not believe it. But it is a shame that happens, that once it's just kind of spit out there into the atmosphere, it takes on a life of its own as being a fact. And that's not always the case. And
You're
it's big.
right. But if that mod is having things said about them that aren't true, where do they get to tell their side of it? Like, why does the creator
Right.
get to control that narrative? Put them both on the panel and hash it out. Like, I believe in having, one-on-one conversations about things. Even the truth hurts, and I believe the only way you can evolve and become better is to listen, to learn, and talk it out. And that's just how I feel, and that's the way I'm always going to feel. And yeah, I'm Brittany was not rude to me these last couple of months, but I don't care what people say. It doesn't take away the scars and the pain that I felt before. And I don't accept a friendship. I don't accept an apology because I would not believe it.
Even if, like you said, that you're not going to get resolution, that doesn't mean that, like you said, the scars aren't still there, but then there are still little things dropped here and there about you, and it becomes frustrating. It's very frustrating to hear. And that's why, I keep asking that question. I have yet to see an actual answer on it. Is like, how many times can you be poked before you decide that, hey, I'm going to stand up for myself and not be labeled the mean girl just because you decided you're going to stand up for the misinformation being spread around about you, like these girls dealt with for live after live after live.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you tend to find out that there's a lot of people, especially in our specific situation, that have gone through something similar, in their own ways, and different outcomes. And sorry, same outcome, but like, maybe a different path of how it came about. But I got to say what I got to say on that live, so that's where I met it. But I hope my character is will speak for itself, and people will give me a chance, just like give her a chance too. But I just wanted to kind of say my piece with that there is not going to be that resolution for me because there's too much damage. And I think that you got to know when there's a toxic person in your life. And to me, Brittany was a toxic friend.
To you. So this is something I have dealt with in another situation. Just because something is toxic to me, just because something is toxic to Shay, doesn't mean that it's going to be toxic to Sleuthy Goosey.
Right.
There are different, we're all bringing in past life experiences into relationships and into situations that make each and every one of us who we are. So just like I said, just because it's toxic to one doesn't mean it will be to another. And that's what I haven't heard anybody like flat out trashing Brittany, which is why I was so confused on a lot of this for so long until it happened to me. And then it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. This is where we are.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you're going through that.
Well, I'm not really going through anything. I mean, like I said, it's just a few bits of misinformation, like, saying I pay my mods or that a whole stream was about her, or I know there was a couple other things that just were flat out not true. And it is what it is. To me, it doesn't feel like a situation anymore. So,
yeah, I appreciate you having me up. And
thank
you. I said this on Mal's, and I want to just make this known, and I stand by this to this day. Even though Brittany and I may never be friends again, I will never wish her harm. I always want her to do better than what has been going on that I've seen. But I also have a voice too and experiences. And so if I do speak on something, it's because of what I've seen myself. But I'm not going to call her any names. Like, yes, I've called her the B word before, but other than that, no, I haven't called her, slut or whore like her husband called me and the things he said about me on her live. But I'm going to be better than that.
Talk about that. I did skip over that portion because I didn't know if you'd want to hear that part again. But like, I didn't hear that, and I'm glad I never heard that. But that would, oh man, that would cry. I don't know if I could get up here today and be as kind as you're being right now, knowing that someone I considered a friend's husband called me a slut and a whore. I'm just going to put it like that. I don't think I could. So you are showing a lot more grace and compassion and strength than I would have.
Well, I'm mad. I mean, it makes me mad. It doesn't like take away the sting, right? But here's the deal is that the anger that you hold on to, it's just bringing you down. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, continue being mad at her. Yeah, she does things that irritate me. Absolutely. I think we all do things that irritate each other. But
Ew.
I'm not gonna like focus a lot of energy as her being my enemy. I just wish her better and I want to move on. And that's how I felt then. And I still feel that way. So maybe I shouldn't have gone back into her chat to support Allie that day. But I have no regrets because Allie and Whoopi and Melissa are some of my best friends, and I would do anything for them and stand by them.
Don't regret that one second. I've done that as well, gone back somewhere where I'm like, nope, never going to this place again. And I went back to stand beside a friend, and I don't regret it either. Like, when we're standing up for our friends, and this is again general statement, but when we take the time to stand up for our friends and what we believe in, there's never anything wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you for having me, Dee.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Good seeing you around. I can't wait until your next stream with Melissa.
Yes, thanks, girl. Bye.
Bye. Yes, Shay does have a lot of wisdom. And she's really fun when she has a dagger. Well, not that she's not fun before, but I remember there were times she'd be over on Brittany's panel and she'd have a daiquiri or two, and she's freaking hilarious. Hilarious. That C word really sends people into a tailspin. It's like the dirtiest word they ever heard. Right? I know. Oh, thank you, Shady. I appreciate that. At the end of the day, you find out who your friends really are. That's true, Punkit. Like, that is true. I think that everybody on this platform, on social media in general, just has to remember to guard their hearts. So while you're guarding your pocketbook, guard your heart as well. And yes, I'm saying pocketbook. I saw somebody make fun of it earlier. I don't know why I say that. Like, when it pertains to money, I say pocketbook. Mal. I just got service and missed the whole thing. You're dead. But we heard a little bit of your story, and I do have to say, for you specifically, Mal, you stood up for yourself, you defended yourself, but you did it in an extremely classy manner. You're like, look, I'm not going to spill the beans, I'm not going to spill the tea, none of that, but just know that I'm being lied on. And I'm just blown away by how you handled all that, because I didn't know exactly what had happened. I only heard one side of what had happened, and then I could tell on Crime Time with Mouse stream that what we were being told had happened. Oh, no, that's not exactly what went down. So, hey, Gavel. I hope you're good. My whole chat just jumped. Yeah. Shay is a class act. Absolutely. Let's see. It's hard when you like all the ones who are fighting with one another. I just don't think it's fair when some makes. See, and that's the thing, Jiggy. Nobody has to choose sides. I can't speak for everyone else. I can only speak for myself. But you shouldn't have to choose sides. And in fact, I think that you should question those that make you feel like you do have to choose sides. Because we're all adults. Like I said earlier in the stream at the very beginning, is such bizarre behavior to. Do you not have a friend in real life that doesn't get along with another friend? That happens. Completely happens. So there are no sides in the situation of where we want to go and chill on YouTube. You're appreciative of Brittany for bringing people. Yeah, she did. I wouldn't know half of you gals if it wasn't for that. And Aaron's here too. Good to see you, Aaron. Because the welfare check was brought up and see, I don't know that whole situation, Allie. I tried to catch myself at the end of that and didn't cut it off in time. Me too, Chronicle. What did Chronicles say? Oh, when Pearl says the C word. I know, she does such a good job of that. I over my coach. When so many have the same experience with one person and it's not good, maybe, just maybe, put some weight into what they are saying. There's a possibility that it's true. Even if it doesn't change your opinion about that person, which is completely fine, just log it away. Log it away. Feelings in your pocketbook sometimes go hand in hand. A lot of times, actually, protect yourself. Real friends don't require a payment. Real mods don't require a payment. Oh, hint, hint. If lips are moving, lies are being given. Ah, you guys. You do such a great job over there, Malicious, in your lane. Let me grab some of these links. Here's Grandma Sherry's link again. She's gonna have a great stream. That was the one I was on. And then I'm gonna grab some of these other girls' links since you guys, some of you, don't know the channels, and you should, because they're good. And they're amazing true crime channels. This is Mal's link. Malicious Intent, not Crime Time with Mal. I dropped hers earlier. I found myself nervous talking openly about this out of fear that I'll be classified as a backstabber. See, and you shouldn't be. You should be able to express your thoughts and feelings and not be classified as a backstabber. That's like when Rapper came in here and was like, Tracy was talking bad about you last night, Deets. Okay, so, and because I know she wasn't, for one, and for two, she'd probably come to me if she was and say all the exact same things straight to my face. And that's what you want out of your friends, is the willingness to tell you the truth, even if the truth hurts a little. As long as we're figuring out virtual friends and internet relationships, I need a temporary internet wife, Scott. I'm sure there's some ladies willing to do that. The biggest lie is that you can go. That's what I was saying earlier. The biggest lie on these side of the streets is that you can go wherever and no one will care. Yeah, they do notice and they do care. Absolutely. Candy Kisses said, I used to be scared to choose sides, but I don't. I go where I want. A lot of people I go in chats that don't like Granny. Oh, well, I support her. Well, that was something Sleuthy and I have talked about before. She's received a little hate and shade about where she, she'll go if that creator's talking about the case that she's interested in, she doesn't care about their past or even some of their present things. She just wants to go and talk about that case, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. We're just talking internet friendships, I guess, would be the combo. You need some cash. You should be able to go where you want and share your opinions in an open chat and not be chastised in another channel because their shoe fits that day. Great. Allegedly, no, you are not getting paid. Only virtual popsicles. If you want some virtual popsicles, I will send you double. I don't accept it. Dunya says no. See, I told you, I can't see on StreamYard who is a mod and who isn't. I need to get a second monitor set up and then maybe I'd be better at this. But let's just be honest, probably not. And yeah, oh, never mind, got it. You were like, your comment was right behind the pinned message and I couldn't get to it, but I got to it. Okay. When I used to listen to a certain creator, I'm the one calling her out for talking with her mouth. My tax. I'll pay yours if you pay mine, Shady. I think I speak for many when we say we just want to be left alone. Stop poking, lying, then crying. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Yes, Grandma Sherry is a good one to sub too. Where was that mentioned? I know I just heard. It was in Crime Time with Mouse stream that I played it from. Enjoy your dinner, Spudler. Hope you're having fun in the she shed. I don't personally know a lot of people. However, psychologically speaking, people can only keep the friendly mask up so long before it slips. Then you generally see true character. I would agree with that, Tess Mac. I would agree. There was a fake. See, I don't know that whole situation, girls. I don't. She does. Yeah, Slithy does what Slithy wants. That's true. There's no rain in that one in. Zen in a perfect world. In a perfect world. You guys are talking about a situation. There was a real one. I think maybe it's 2 sober time. Jennifer Honeyhole. I always liked your name. I was in Beast for almost 2 years. She introduced us to Granny and many, many others. Even as a mod, I still went to Granny's lives and sometimes interacted. I think that's great. You should. Right, Ashley? Why? That's what I said before, like, there's more drama here amongst grown adults on YouTube than there ever was when my kids were in junior high and high school. It's insane. There was a real one where we honestly saved her life, in my opinion, and the fake one that oh, wow. Okay. And Gavel, she does what she wants. I have my trusted friend group. Then outside of that, I go where there are conversations on things I'm interested in because Jen is grown. There are a lot of great channels in here. So many great channels. Hey, Nico Cat. Hey, Allie.
Hey, I'm back.
What are you
Back
guys?
to see you again.
What are you guys talking about? I am
So
so
that's why I
lost.
came up. Yeah, I don't want you to be lost. And also I didn't know if it was like something that was brought up recently and what you played at the beginning that was like a new clip or back during that. But regardless, I felt like maybe I would clear it up a little bit with you and anybody else who like maybe doesn't know. But okay, so you know, Brittany streams every day, and at the time, Mal was still there, Teresa, Jen Lu, me, and Britt. We were all in a group together, and it was a couple days of her not streaming and not answering, and we're like, something is wrong. And there were many different things that lead up to that, but we did, the 4 of us, call for a welfare check because we were truly worried. She wasn't answering. Mal had sent someone over to check, and they said that like they couldn't see Brittany, and no one came to the door or something.
Okay. Oh, you're breaking up on us,
Remember
Allie.
we. Oh no! What about now? Am I better?
Yep, you're good now. Yep, you're good.
Okay, I'm not gonna move, but.
Oh, we lost you again, love.
So that particular one, I don't know if there was another. Yeah, or can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, now I can. Sorry. As soon as I tell her I can, then she goes out. Okay.
I know. Hold on just 1 second. Let me make sure I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. 2 welfare check. Oh my gosh, you guys are saying welfare check, and I am thinking of like a physical check. Y'all, it's Thursday. It's not even Friday. I was so lost. Hey, Mrs. Arnold. So good to see you.
Okay. Okay. Can
Yep,
you hear
we
me
hear
now?
you.
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Yes. And I
Okay.
was
I'm so
just
sorry.
saying, it was until this comment from Aaron that I realized that you guys were talking about a welfare check on the person. I don't know why my brain was going to a physical check and not. Okay, sorry. Tell your story.
Yeah. Well, so we did call and have someone go to check on her, and she ended up going to the hospital after that for days. She was very sick. But, you know, me, Mal, Jen Lou, Teresa, none of us would ever like do that. And it had nothing to do with YouTube. It never came on YouTube. No one got her address. It was never, you know what I mean, used for. So I don't know why it's apparently maybe there was a second one, but just that one is the only one I know about. And there was no bad intentions. It was truly just people worried.
So when she was yelling or, you know, complaining that she was swatted or something, you guys were genuine with your checks that you had done.
Right.
Because you guys, no one had heard from her. I gotcha.
And she was really sick. Like, she spent days in the hospital after that and stuff. So, you know, it was a serious situation. It wasn't any kind of drama situation.
Okay, so Mal says I called them freaking out. Oh, you called the law enforcement, or you called Brittany freaking out?
Yeah, she called us. Me, Jen, Teresa,
okay, you called everyone
in the group.
Wow. And then the second one wasn't a welfare check, it was a swatting, and that was not done by you guys.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know that it happened.
Okay.
So
I didn't know about either situation,
anyway.
which I mean, it makes sense we didn't know about the first one because you guys kept that private.
Right. Yeah. And it was never intended for anything except people that were trying to look out for her. You know what I mean? That's all. So.
And so Aaron is saying, okay, so Aaron and Mal are both saying that the second one was fake and that it wasn't even done at all. She made it up. Fake. It was not done at all for content. Wow. There is more to it, Mal says. She made up a swatting? Sorry, I'm a little blown away.
I don't know. That's what I don't know, to be honest. I think Mal would have to, they would have to come up because I don't really know about that one.
Yeah.
I think that was after all of this, or after, you know.
After everything came out.
Maybe Mal can come up.
Yeah, if you can, Mal. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you would care to clear it up a little bit. Jennifer said Mallory went into action. Now thinking back on all that, it wasn't a scam, right? They talked crap weeks later about that, and I was angry because so many cared for her.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Like hearing like you know, some of the background noise in her lives, like talking bad about us doing that whenever it was a life-threatening situation. So
you were very scared for your friend. That's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't know. We don't have the full context unless someone can hop up and give it. I don't want to put out there that she lied about that. No.
Right.
Spanking for punishment.
Yeah, we don't know about that, but maybe one of.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm gonna jump back down though now, but I
No,
just wanted to clear
that
up
so
for you.
at least it clears up the first one, like you said, that first one was a wellness check that you guys did out of concern, kept completely behind the scenes and everything, and it was real and genuine. So I appreciate you for clearing that up for us. Thank you.
Yeah, and we would never do that. Come on now.
I know
we would never do that if it wasn't real and genuine. Yeah, but thank you for letting me speak, and yeah, I'm gonna jump back in the chat.
Thank you, love.
Okay.
She told you guys Mallory spoke to law enforcement and confirmed. Let me see if I can find Mrs. Arnold. Oh, so you're like, I want to know about this too. Because she told the rest of the mods that Mallory spoke to law enforcement and confirmed it. Okay. Well, we don't know the full Jen Luna records. Sorry, that just reminds me of that meme. Okay, so we don't know fully about the second one. Erin says she did her research. Mrs. Arnold says, nope, I called FOIAD and they told me it was an accident that happened with EMS going to the wrong place. What? Yeah, you don't need earbuds. Sorry, Erin, you don't need earbuds. Mal, you're telling me that with the second one, she told everyone she was swatted, and you, in fact, FOIAD called and they told you it was an accident that happened with EMS going to the wrong place. They were saying, gotta be careful, don't need people to call a welfare check, making sure I didn't. Wow. They were on the phone and BJ ran into Ellie at the store and Mallory heard the combo, hence confirming. Brittany said Mallory and her talk with law enforcement on the call and getting the voice call to find out who it was. And Mallory saying, nope, that didn't happen. I went to her and told her it was an accident, and she said, the police are being sketchy. They are lying to you. Wow. Yeah, that's very messy. The police lied, right? It's the police. She told us online that they came to the wrong place on one of. Okay, so Elizabeth is saying that, yeah, she did tell them that it wasn't, or at least at some point, she said that it wasn't a swatting, that they came to the wrong place. Erin's saying she said that she talked to the sheriff that morning. All bullshit. I'm typeless. EMS showing up isn't being swatted. Am I tripping? I think it just depends. So here on YouTube, in this sector of YouTube, swatting means something different to everyone. Everyone has an opinion. Some people will tell you it is when an entire actual SWAT team shows up, and some people will claim that it's when any response to a false call. I think, like I said, I think everybody has a different opinion. That's what they're. Swatting is not EMS in any world. I know, I'm so lost. And that's okay. She said that law enforcement was sketchy, so she couldn't trust what they said. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I feel that like that's where I am, Gemini. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then I'm like back to no, not making sense. I know, me too. It was all just made up, embellished. Law enforcement was out to her house earlier that day, but not because they weren't needed. I I told her and anyone who asked that I could not confirm her story, and based on what I was told by the police department, it was an accident that happened earlier in the day, not on the live like portrayed. Interesting. What happened when you told her I can't confirm you, I can't back you up on this? What happened to that guy that had the you mean Riddler? I've seen Riddler around. Actually, I just saw him earlier today, over at Allie's. Is that who you're talking about? Chicken Noodle Girl? No, swatting is swatting. It's to claim a knock. It's ridiculous to claim a knock from police is a SWAT. Candy kisses, me and you both. It's like when someone calls and says you have a gun and you're holding your family hostage and large group of LE swarm your house with loaded guns down, drawn. People have died from it. Right. But who determines what that number is? If someone does a false call on you and only 2 officers show up, is that considered a SWAT? All right. People claim SWAT to sound malicious. Yeah, they do. A lot of people will claim that something is this. Quit laughing. I'm so lost up here. She will say this wasn't cleared up and spun. Yeah, if I can figure it out. Swatting, we've got 2 conversations here. What is swatting? Maybe we should do a poll on that. We haven't had a poll yet. What time is it? Okay, I got a few minutes. Swatting is anything that provokes an armed response to a hostile situation, putting those on site at risk. Okay, that's good. You get to chomping down now. What I learned in the YouTube life, a lot of us have been used and abused and victimized. I hate that, Jennifer. It sounds bad, but nope. It brought us all together. I now follow so many great creators and met so many amazing people. I agree with that, though. That second part. Yes, is she going live? Do not miss. She's live. She told me not to bring it. Oh, goodness. This just gets messier and messier. I got my hand on my face. I'm like, I'm here for it. Someone give us the deets. Pepper, I saw you over at Allie's today. Good to see you, love. I was in the chat the night she said the police showed up. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Somebody pretended the cops came while they were live. I'm sure, yeah. She pretended this SWAT was on live? I did hear about that, Tess Mac. Actually, it was like a really situation, a really scary situation. Riddler is a great guy. He is. So it's it sounds like it. Okay. Let me grab Criminality's link. Did I drop burdens in the chat? I think I did, but let me drop it again. While we're waiting on Mal to chomp down on her dinner, here's Burden of Proof. Another great, great true crime creator that you don't want to miss. Let me grab Criminality. She's live talking about all things Delphi. I will be catching up on that one later for sure. I really enjoy listening to T talk about Delphi and hey, Big Al. Talk about Delphi, and Michelle After Dark talks about it as well.
I have something for you, and I couldn't just give it to you.
Okay.
In the chat because I'm not a mod and I don't want to be.
Oh, so you're dropping something in the back
I'm
chat.
just gonna. I'm gonna give you a YouTube link in the back chat.
Okay.
So we can see what swatting is.
Love it. And then we'll do a poll on what we think.
Yeah, then we'll do a poll and we can see if this happened while Brittany was live streaming.
Does anybody I wonder if anybody has a clip of the situation that they're talking about.
I don't know, but you're gonna love this because if this happened while she was on stream, let me tell you, everybody in the world will know about it.
Okay, don't choke, Mal, but I mean, we're kind of waiting here for you. But I mean, tiny bites, tiny bites.
Small bites, Mal.
Number.
Okay. We have got top 10 gamers swatted on live streams.
That's people sitting at their computers.
Oh, there's Mallory. She finished her meal. Okay.
No, I didn't.
Nope. She's like, I'm still chewing. Okay, well, you got a second. Mute and chew.
No, you're
I'll
good.
push play. Okay.
A Call of Duty video gamer gets swatted when somebody calls 911 on his family.
Making me mad. I'm gonna shoot my mom and blow up the building.
Someone on Skype posed as Curtis or FaZe 30 and called 911 saying he planned to kill his whole family, triggering a full-on law enforcement response, a prank known as swatting.
And the big sheriff guy comes over and he's like, "Who's Curtis?" And like when he said that, it was just like,
"You're getting swatted." What in the world?
His face there. Okay, so these are all like when lots of law enforcement show up. So my question is, though, is it still considered a SWAT if only a few law enforcement officers show up? That's the argument.
I'd say yes, but I
Yeah.
think it depends on why they're showing up.
I mean, the
Mhm.
dictionary says that was updated 3 years ago that a swatting is an act of forcing a law enforcement armed response when unnecessary to cause harm to another person.
So harm could be subjective there, whether it be like, you know.
But to cause an armed response, basically they're
Mhm.
calling and saying, for example, I got my wife in the closet and I've got an AK-47 and 5,000 rounds of ammunition and I'm going to kill anyone who comes anywhere near this place.
Yeah.
And they hang up the phone.
It's like an immediate no-knock warrant.
It's immediate. They have every right to drive a tank through the front door.
Yep.
I mean, literally. Swatting it's literally one of the most dangerous things you can do to another person.
Gamble Geek says an officer or EMT knocking to see if you're okay is not a swatting.
No, not even close.
Okay, all right, Mal, you got to tell us about this situation because we butchered the heck out of it reading through the chats.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate this. I'm so anxious being up here because of how much I hate this. Because
well, if you don't want to, that's completely understandable.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna jump down and spectate. Good to see you, Mal.
Thanks,
You
Big
too.
Al.
I've prided Dexter Burton. I've prided myself up to this point to not talk on the subject regardless. And I will say I have talked to her since I left. I don't even know where to start, where to go. The first one, like Allie said, was out of genuine caring and fear. And you could ask any of them that I talked to during the welfare check. I thought she was dead. I was, for like 48 hours, I was at almost 100% that she was dead. And then I had gotten in touch with someone who was able to go see. They said that she wasn't able to come to the door. So then that freaked me out even more. So at that point, I'm like, is it carbon monoxide? Is it this? Is it that? So that's when I ended up reaching out to the other girls. And I was like, I don't know what the hell to do. Help me figure this out. And after all of us, we ended up making a decision that it was like, we come to this deadline of this time. If she does not message anyone back, we didn't hear from Craig. We didn't hear from any of them in this specific time. Then we're just calling the cops because I think she's dead. Like, I was with her every
You
single
were that
day
scared,
for
yeah.
months. And all of a sudden, for like 48 hours, I did not hear a peep.
Well, and let's put that into context for those who don't know Brittany J and Mallory here. Mallory was a co-host to Brittany J for how long were you co-host?
I left July of last year. I got in there right before Idaho 4. So November.
Okay. So
July.
almost a year. Yeah, 10 months. It was a very substantial time. So you're used to talking to her daily, multiple times a day, and then 48
Yeah.
hours without hearing from her. It would be understandable. I have a group of girls on here. If I don't hear from them in a 24-hour period, I'm going to freak out too.
Yeah. And so, but it was also, yes. But also, if you know Brittany, you know how important it is to go live, and it's something where she'd been in the hospital before, and I had to be like, "You're not going live. Like, I'll go live and I'll do it." And she'd be like, "No, I can go live from my hospital." I'm like, "Hell no! Like, just do whatever you need to do in the hospital." And so the fact that she wasn't going live, I think one of the nights that I didn't get a hold of her. Like one of the nights when we were all behind the scenes trying to figure out what was going on, I went live on the channel by myself and just checked in. And like, just because at my point in time, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but she's going to be pissed if she's out of the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that was my mindset. But at the same time, like messaging all of the girls in the background being like, what's going on? What's happening? Everything. Oh yeah, Jen Lou. It was the live that we took a quiz to see which house Brian Koberger would be in for Hogwarts. Just trying to do anything just to keep the channel going because I didn't know where she was. She wasn't answering all the stuff. So then we ended up, like I said, doing the welfare check. They were able to see her, but of course she got mad at us originally. And then the next day she went to the hospital. So, and then she was there, I don't remember, 5 days. I think she went in on like a Thursday morning and didn't leave till Sunday night. I want to say something like that, which I'm still not going to get into. Oh my God. He's pissed. I'm not going to like get into obviously anything
Understandable.
personal, but it was just like, it was very emotional. And it was something that, yeah, I was very, yeah, exactly. She was pissed at me that I went live alone. But in my mind, it was just, she's not answering, I need to just do this. And so, I don't know, the whole thing was just, it was a blur those few days. I was terrified. But I was mostly, I was worried about her. And like till this day, I still will tell you, like my friendship with Brittany during that time, she was my best friend during that time. Like,
right.
I cared about her. I cared about her boys. And that doesn't go away. And I think a lot of that is why I've never talked about any of this, because number one, I'm not that person. I don't like to. It gets me very, very uncomfortable.
I can tell. Yeah. And that's understandable. It's understandable.
But also because I still do, in the weirdest way, care about her, those boys, and everything like that. And it's just like, it sucks because I was not treated the way that I should have been and everything along those lines. So, but regardless, and there's a lot of little things that I'll probably never talk about just because I don't want to bring up more shit and stuff. But like, it's just, I don't know. And so right before I left was when the swatting incident happened. So one night we were on a live and she had just like randomly muted, and then nothing, like we couldn't figure it out, like what was going on. And then so I would be like, Britt, are you there? Or I'd be like reading something and then I'd be like, are you there? Like, what do you think? Because she wasn't talking and then she wasn't responding. And so then all of a sudden she comes back after, I think it was like 8 minutes, I think, if that's correct. If I know, yeah. But then she's like, she came back on this live and she's like, you guys, I gotta go. The police just showed up. I'm not sure what's going on, blah, blah, blah. She went on this whole spiel about the police showing up. And then she ended up ending the live. And then we were all very concerned. We're like,
Well,
what the
yeah,
hell? Were you just swatted? What's going on?
now you're
Right.
freaked out for your friend. I get that.
Correct. And so, but at this point in time, I'd kind of started to already notice the little things that were not necessarily being lied to me, but being embellished to the point where I'd say something like, oh, there you go, Aaron.
3 minutes.
There, I didn't want to call you out and be like, Aaron knows, but like Aaron knows.
It probably felt closer to 10. I understand.
Yeah. Well, especially because I was like reading things and I'd be like, okay, what do you think, Brittany? And then it would be like nothing. And I'd be like, well, never mind. Okay. So then she ends up ending the live. We're all freaking out. We're saying all this. I'm like, oh my gosh. And this time, which I have told this to the other people, there was a group of people that Brittany claimed was behind everything that was happening to her. And when you're friends with her, you just believe it.
And that's understandable. I mean, again, we've all seen that situation take place time and time again on YouTube. And it's
And I
understandable that
will
you
say that if
believe it, yeah.
she has told you that now, none of the people, like, and I wouldn't necessarily say I'm super close to any of these people that were in this group of people, but I can also say, no, I don't want to. That those people don't give a shit like she thinks they do.
Right.
I don't watch her channel. I don't subscribe. I just can't. And I know a lot of them are the exact same way. And I think that that's hard.
Aaron says she has this story about a bat flying around and police lights and siren. And the first story, it was EMS. Then the next was they had their gurney out and ran to her door. So basically, after this 3-minute pause, then you guys start getting different stories about what actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a ton. So then after that, at that point, I'm just like, I was still under the impression that these people were doing this. I was very adamant, which if you knew me while I was with Brittany, or you know me after, or you know me behind the scenes, like I don't like drama. I very much was very vocal that when she brought it up to me, I'd be like, just ignore it, nothing them, like, don't even think about it, don't engage. Like, that's why they keep coming back, is because you keep engaging and all this type of stuff. And like, I would not talk about it with her. And so it wasn't until after I left that I realized how much she was actually in it. And like the trauma chats and stuff, like I don't know. But yeah, so there was, either way, regardless, it was at that point when I was like, okay, I need to just figure this out myself. So that night when she was like, oh my God, they just showed up. They literally were in an ambulance and they got out with the gurney, with the white sheets, and were running up to my house. And you should have seen the looks on their faces. Like, they were terrified, blah, blah, blah. Like, whoever said something told them that they were coming into something really bad. So at the time when I'm hearing this, I'm like, seriously, we need to figure out who did this. Like, I'm FOIAing the 911 call, because at that point I'm like, this is too far.
You think all of the people that she's told you about behind the scenes are legitimately going after her at this point. So you want to help your friend. I gotcha. I'm tracking.
So that night, I literally went to her police station. I FOIA'd it. the next day I got a voicemail, and it was from like their, what's it called? Like their
Dispatch?
information person or something.
Their
Whoever I ended up
sure. Okay.
sending, yeah, whoever I ended up sending the FOIA to is who I ended up, they called me and they were just like, "Hi, Mallory, can you please give us a call back? We have a few more questions on your FOIA request that you sent in. We need to clarify a few things, blah, blah, blah." So then I'm like, okay. So I called back and they like immediately answered. And I kind of just, public information. Yes, thank you. Public information officer. And I was just like, well, you know, I do a YouTube show. Like, I know this is hard because when you bring up YouTube, it's almost like to like law enforcement. And it's like, oh, okay, YouTube. And I was like, okay, well, I do a YouTube live every night. And my co-host, the girl that I do the show with, was swatted last night. And I really want to be able to get the 911 call because I want to be able to hear the voices so we know who it was and so on and so forth, so we can go on from there. And he was like, well, that's the thing, there wasn't a 911 call. And I was like, what do you mean there wasn't one? That
Oh,
like,
my.
and he was like, yeah, there wasn't one. There was, I'm trying to think of the exact verbiage that he used because I don't want to be quoted as lying or anything. But it was something along the lines of there was no 911 call. And that there was no 911 call to that address. EMS or someone didn't go to that address, but then they had said something along the lines of, now there was a call on that street earlier in the day, and it could have been something where like the EMS just showed up at the wrong house.
Oh, I see. Okay. So they were just letting you know that, yeah, no, we don't have any calls to that place, but we were in the
Correct.
vicinity and there is the possibility of them. Okay.
That they
Gotcha.
accidentally did the wrong house if your person is claiming that someone showed up. And I'm like, oh, so there was no like actual swatting 911 call or anything like that. And they're like, no, there was literally no 911 call to that address at all. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I was like, thank you so much for, you know, letting me know. I appreciate your time, blah, blah, blah. And then I hung up. And like, I still have the voicemail because I don't ever delete anything. So, but I then went to her and I specifically said, hey, like, it was all just a mess up. Like, they said that there was a call down the road. And like that it was just an accident. I don't know why they did it the way that you're saying they did it, but like they were just at the wrong house. Correct, Alex. Yeah. Right. And so it was earlier on in the day that supposedly that other call had happened. But then when I had told her this, it was along the lines of like, oh, well, I called and talked to someone. This person went to high school with Craig, and they were just, you know, blabbing about everything, saying like, well, there was a call in that street earlier on in the day, but that person was transferred to the hospital and admitted. So there wouldn't have been a follow-up call, which is what they're claiming was the accidental show up or whatever. And so she just kind of went on and on about how like it wouldn't have done that. Like, why would they have looked so scared and brought this and brought that? And after that night, I remember talking, I don't even remember who it was to, about like EMS workers are never going to take the time to get a gurney out of the ambulance before they know what emergency is occurring because they want to get out there first. So I remember being like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they show up terrified with the gurney and white sheets before they know what's actually going on? And so it was one of those things where it was just a lot of stuff. And the call that she's talking about, I was on the phone with her when she ran into who she claimed was a sheriff in her community at the gas station. Now, I was on the phone for that, yes. But it was muffled. I could hear her side, but I could not hear his side. And what I understood was all she said was something along the lines of, "Oh, well, did you hear that? The police officer just told me that they're already investigating a false 911 call because they know it wasn't true."
Okay, so pause. We have Aaron up here and Granny with us now. And I just want to recap this quickly for those either coming in or confused, etc. So there's the first welfare check that
Was accurate.
Brittany's, yes, it was a true welfare check that Brittany's friends behind the scenes made because they had not heard from her for 48 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
that one happened during Kylie's case. Or was it Kylie's?
No, it was after that.
It was after that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there was this situation. Do we have a little feedback? Okay. There was a situation where you all are live. There's a 3-minute gap where she clicks off. She comes back, claims she was swatted. She tells Mallory, Aaron, and other friends and or mods behind the scenes various different stories. So Mal decides to look into it. There was no 911 call ever placed to that address. There was a call down the street earlier in the day, but it was earlier in the day, not during her live stream.
Yeah. And I mean, there is a few more tidbits to that story, which I don't know if Aaron's gonna air out or not.
No, I've already said it. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm worried
Yes.
because I don't have earbuds. Okay, so by this time I was already out.
Yeah.
I think I watched her channel. I don't remember. I don't know if I was a mod or not, but let me correct you. I didn't have have never had conversations with her, Brittany, about this 911 call.
Okay, sorry about that. Thank you.
I just want to make that clear because I want to be correct and factual. And let me just say, I'm not saying any of this to be hurtful. I don't like lies. I've said it in the chat, and I just feel like so many people have been lied to, and that's why I'm bringing this to light, because people want to say that we're being trolls. We're not. But anyway, so going back, now I'm getting nervous.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So I didn't have any conversations with Brittany about this, but being a nurse working, in an emergency field, you're not going to have an ambulance pull up and leave within 3 minutes. And I heard this story and I was like, what? And so the next day I went back and looked at the transcript and I put it on 0.75, listened to the background noise, because I was like, this is just not right. Like, what is she talking about? Because I think that night I messaged Mallory and I was like, what is going on? And she was like, I don't know. And so I went back and analyzed it, kept all this to myself, never said anything to anybody. But I was just like, you know what? This is wrong on so many levels. And I just listened to the story and the narrative play out. And it just changed from first they come knocking on the door. Then the next story you heard was, oh, they had their gurneys out and everything. And they know me because of my father-in-law coming here. And then it was the next day that the sheriff, she saw him at the gas station and he was like, oh, we already know who swatted you and we're after them. And so I did all this listening and observing and kept to myself. I rarely talked to Mallory about this. Her and our stories are pretty much concurrent because we figured it out on our own.
Yeah.
So pretty much what she's saying is correct. And yes, there are tidbits we're leaving out.
That's fine.
And because nobody deserves to have their laundry aired out.
Yeah.
I'm not about that, but you have to understand that this is how she twists things, because someone was out there for an incident earlier in the day. And maybe in her mind, she thought, oh, this will be a good grift. I can turn this into, a little bit of truth into a lot of lies and have people have sympathy for me. And I can't stand that. Because if you listen to all of it, it just was so twisted.
It's manipulative. Like Unsupervised Maniac said, that's definitely emotional manipulation if it's completely based on lies. Absolutely is.
And this is why I'm coming forward and speaking, because I know a lot, because I've listened a lot. And I was good to Brittany. I modded for her. I dropped her links. I was there. I was never in her special mod chat. I was a nobody. I was only there when I did something good for her. I wasn't needed. I wasn't wanted. So I don't know any of this background story stuff, but I figured her out. And I also wanted to say for the record, because I don't want to manipulate the conversation, Shay Benet and I had a wedge drawn between us with some untruths, and we've never gotten to sit down and speak together individually about this. But what Shay Benet says is true. So I want y'all to know that me, Shay Benet, and Crime Time with Mal, we're all lumped into 7 lives and wiped out. And it didn't happen that way. So I'll leave that.
Sounds like it. We were talking about earlier. Sometimes when the people that are being lied to just start talking to one another, it's pretty easy to figure out the truth, or at least, if not the truth, at least the fact that you're all being lied to.
Yeah, and there were a handful of other situations. Like Aaron said, I don't want to necessarily start airing everything out. But I did get uncomfortable in certain situations where she would bring something to the live or to the subscribers where I'm like, that's not how it went down. And she would just be like, don't talk about that. Or like I said, like about the 911 call, she like said to me, I was like, well, why are you bringing it up if we know it was not real? She's like, I don't know if it's not real because, I think they were lying to you and I think they're trying to cover something up. And I was like, why?
Wait, okay, so she thinks she was trying to convince you, gaslight you into believing that law enforcement had lied to you.
Yeah, and I think I want to say this wasn't long before I left, because it was for the few months before I left, which I've been told that it wasn't as hidden as I would have liked it to be. My verbal cues of being annoyed and not into it anymore, I've been told, were very apparent, apparently. But there were a lot of little things that had led up to it, or like little things where before she would listen to me and stop doing it or not bring me into it or something like that. But it was when she started to be like how she told some of the mods, now that I'm finding out, like, oh, well, Mallory heard this and confirmed it. It's like, if anyone were to come to me, I would be honest about everything that has happened. And I think I've been very open about that, especially with people that either I had beef with because of things that she had said that I either said or did, or other people said I did or said, or what other people have said or did. And there was just a lot of, I had to apologize a lot. And
so she was using you to validate her antics, actions, lies, because she knows people take your credibility seriously. They know your character and they trust it. That is wild.
Well, and the thing was, though, is I didn't find out till after I left that was happening. So, because there's a group of people that I 100% still talk to and I'm still friends with. Like, the people that I'm friends with on YouTube, I'm actually friends with them. And I know that sounds crazy coming from me, but there's in the background in YouTube in general, but these are people that I care about outside of YouTube, and that I want to see succeed as much as I want to succeed, but also I don't want to succeed monetarily, which I think was such a huge difference between me and Brittany. Was, till this day, I'm not making money on YouTube, and any money I do make either goes towards YouTube or we donate it. So last month, we finally made enough to make our first donation to the Susan Cox Powell Foundation.
Love it.
But that I think was something that I didn't realize how far we differed in until I left. And that was really, really hard for me to come to terms with, was the fact that I do think we are in this for different reasons, unfortunately.
And that's okay. That's okay if
Yeah.
you know, find out later that the person you're,
Yeah.
co-hosting with or something has a different path than
Yeah.
yours.
Which is why I
Absolutely.
left and I've never said anything about anything because I've also, I mean, I have friends that do still talk to her and I don't care. People go where they want. That's the one thing that I've
Mhm.
been very verbal about, even to like the people who are my moderators or my friends. Like, I don't care where you go and what you do. As long as you're cool with me and we're friends, then that's cool with me. Like, I don't go around and look and see who's in who's chat and who's saying what. Like, I don't care. I have a full-time job outside of this. I do this just to help and get the word out for something I'm passionate about, and that's it. And I think it was very difficult for me to come into the YouTube world in the way that I did because I literally learned it all right away.
You got
So,
those life lessons straight
oh,
out the gate.
yeah, but like other people have said though, I've literally met some of my best friends through
Mm.
the hard times of this outside of YouTube that like have nothing to do with YouTube, but we met through YouTube.
Yeah.
And there are some really good people in here. You have to be very, very careful, number one, monetarily, but number two, like, just know that people lie. People are not always here for good reasons. And I'm not aiming that towards her. I'm just saying that in general is something that I
Absolutely.
came to learn that was very, very hard for me to take in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does. It makes complete sense. I've had to learn that lesson myself. Like,
Yeah.
selfish people are everywhere. Whether that's selfish of your time, your talents, or your money, whatever it is, they're just everywhere. And we have to be better at spotting that and moving on a little quicker.
Yeah.
Well, Brittany's more than selfish. Because the fact of the matter, I mean, she is, because either it was me, it was Melissa, it was Allie. One of us in our group of people were accused of that, of doing that so-called SWAT. And that's not okay. That is so damaging to people. And that's the type of stuff she does. And she has everybody's heads filled with, Melissa stalking me and Allie's doing this and Granny's so evil. She's doing this and this and this. And meanwhile, she's the one doing it to us. So I'm not asking you to give names, but if one of the three or our group of people were blamed, can you just say yes or no?
So
Like, can we narrow it down?
Yeah. I'll just say that there was a group of people that she had a name for, which I'm not going to air that name. I'm sure people
don't.
People who know what the named group is will probably write it in chat because it's not necessarily something that we hate being known as anymore because we've empowered that. But still, I'll say for you, Granny, I never heard your name up until after I left.
Okay.
So
I'm
when it comes to
probably
all
those
that, it was
vengeful, hateful mods.
well, damn, Shay. Okay.
Right. I mean, it's obvious the mean girls, Jameson and Megan and Thumb Thug and Sarah, they were so mean to her and they just wanted to destroy her because, she swear to God, if you had to ask God himself, he couldn't tell you what I did to them. She treated them horribly is what she's done to them.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know, though, because
No, you're good. And the thing is when I was referred to things, it was always just it had to have been someone in that group. It was never like, oh, Allie did this, or I think MJ did this, or I think Shay did this. It was never anything like that. It was always just the group as a whole. Someone was involved in it. But when it comes to that group, like Granny, you weren't in that group when it was told to me. If that makes sense.
You know how large that group is today? Yeah, it makes sense.
Well,
okay,
I'm now in the group, apparently.
Yeah.
I think we're all a part of this group now, aren't we? Mean Girls Unite. Here we are. Thank
but
you,
you know
Erin.
what, though?
Thank you, love.
And while we're joking that like we're all now part of this group, the fact of the matter is this group started out with a small group of women that is sit by as she lied on them, did streams on them, disparaged them, put them down, because for some reason whatever it may be, she can't just let people move on. She has to disparage them and make them out to be the worst people ever. And thankfully, that group has grown because she gaslights the hell out of you. I mean, she will drive you nuts with it. But there was a point where these ladies had to like idly sit by, and Mal, you've experienced it, Shay Benet experienced it, where you're like just baffled at what she's saying and you don't really have a voice, especially the ex-Maz, of which many of them I communicate with, and they're great people.
Yeah.
They just wanted to guide her on the right track, and she didn't want that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was going to say something and then I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, touching on what Erin said, just from the, streams that I did catch, I do know what she's talking about. It seemed like there would be a new season or a new chapter of mods that were out to get her or wronged her and all that. So I get what she's saying.
To narrow it down a little bit more, or just to be very direct with it, because it is a serious allegation behind the scenes or not, was it Melissa J's group of people, or was it the first group of mods to leave during Kylie Rodney?
So I never heard anything about anyone other than the people that I talk to now, like the people that I've talked to since I've left and that I'm friends with, and then like Melissa. So I never heard anything about anyone before that, but also, like I said, I was very adamant that I wanted nothing to do with drama.
Mm-hmm.
So I was purposefully not allowing her to speak to me about things. And I always just kind of took it as like, there's a lot of shit that's gone down, before you got here. And because me coming into the live streaming of YouTube, true crime, drama, whatever, like I came in via Brittany. For me, hearing all this, I didn't have anything else to compare it to. So for me, I'm like, shit, these people are psycho. Like, so it was kind of, did I lose you guys? Am I back?
No, I'm just laughing because it's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Like I landed here on
I
a
didn't have anything
sketchy
to be
channel
like,
too.
people don't actually do that, or people do that, or, different things.
Oh, you did kind of go away from me. Is anybody else here?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
We lost you, Mal. Wow. What season was I on, Scott wants to know.
I was just going to ask that too. It's funny because the only argument I ever had with her was about the way she treated her mods.
Really?
And yes, it was the only argument we ever had, like balls out argument. I said, you need to schedule time for these people when they're asking you, to sit down with them and talk to them. You can't just expect them to come in and do all this shit for you for nothing. And when they ask you, hey, we need to have a meeting, or we need to clarify how you want us to deal with something, she just wouldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
You want a wrench, deal with it. You don't want the wrench, fuck you, I'm taking your wrench away.
Yeah.
She
and
had
I will.
Yep.
I have to get down quick. I have to get down, but I
Thank
wanted
you,
to say
Mallory.
one thing to throw it out there. Sorry, Big Al, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good, girl.
I just wanted to say one thing too, is she did pay me when I was on the channel. That is something that she has claimed that I have said didn't happen. That is not true. She did pay me. But I also was not aware of the finances of the channel and how well it was doing. So, which, like I said, that was never the important part to me. But just in case everyone is wondering, I was paid, so I'm never saying I was not paid for future.
Well, and you said that on Crime Time with Mouse stream as well. So
yeah, it's
but
something
I'm glad
that
you want to put it back out there.
Yeah, I knew she would like cling on to that, so I always made sure that I was very clear on that point.
Understand.
But yeah, but thank you. Anyone that does have any questions, or I don't hold any grudges really with anyone. So if anyone does have any personal questions, wants to reach out, wants me to just answer anything or want to clarify anything, feel free. I'm an open book.
Well, I appreciate that, Mal, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry for everything. And again, if you are not subbed up to her channel, go check
Thank
it
you.
out. Absolutely.
I'm not as
It's a great
consistent.
channel.
'Cause I take a lot
Same.
of time. I take a lot of
I'm
time
not
to do my
consistent either.
research, but I appreciate you having the conversation. I think it's an important conversation. And like I said, I didn't come up here to start anything with her. I'm sure it will, because that's just
It's how it goes.
how
Well,
it
it's an
works.
opportunity for another
Correct.
revenue stream.
But just know that if you do hear anything about me that doesn't mesh, feel free to come to me and ask me about it. I'll be honest. There's a handful of people who are in the chat that I have apologized to for things that I did, and different things like that. So I think it's very, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. Thank you guys for
Thanks, Mal.
allowing me to talk and listen.
We
No,
And
thank
know
you for
that,
bringing that to light.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that was very eye-opening.
yeah, I don't want anything to do with the drama of things and anything like that. I'm sure my name will get brought into it, but just know, like, I'm not gonna go do any lives about it after
Engage.
this is my one and only. If you want to know anything else behind the scenes, feel free to message me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, email me, whatever. I don't care. So, but
well, I appreciate hearing your side. I truly,
yeah,
truly do.
thank you, and thank you for having me. And I will see you
Anytime.
guys later.
Bye, Mal.
Bye.
I also think it's important to state again that the only reason this is happening is because Brittany recently started going at you, Deets, likely because she wants to sit at a certain table. So she, she started with you. She's back on it with me. She even jonesing.
I don't know
So
why.
like this is.
She
Yeah,
does, except for maybe
I do.
people are telling her things that aren't true, or like you said, it could be that too. But
No, it's just to fit in places because that's the only reason she did it to me this round was to fit in places. That is her only card into the krama is to, go against me. And she likely felt obligated, just like she did a Bullhorn Betty stream, something she's never done after Savage did one. She's trying so hard to sit in with and fit in with these people. And this is what happens when you do that. You have a lot of people within this chat that have been seriously hurt by her. Now imagine how many people in private she told that these mean girls, they swatted me. And it was a lie. I mean, that is damaging. That is serious. And why does she do these things? Because for one reason or another, she has to always come off as a victim. She will never own what she has done to people. She will never admit that she is the instigator. She is just a woe is me victim. But the sickest part about it is she does it under the guise of real victims. You have missing children. It infuriates me. You have missing children as your thumbnail and the photo, and you're spending 30 to 45 minutes with a victim you are of your own mouth, and then followed up about your financial needs. It's horrific. She is literally the definition, in my opinion, of what I call a tragedy pimp. And I, for one, and I know as well as few of the ladies in this chat, have dealt with this for years, and we're just tired. We're tired. The things I heard about you, Big Gal, the things I heard about Mal, I guarantee if we all came together, and I'm not saying we should, I'm just saying
I
if
think
we
we should
did.
actually. I would love to have a conversation with you. Honestly,
I would too.
Truly would.
I had some Big Gal. I had somebody send me a message the other day, right? And they're like, Brittany said on her stream she thought you guys were friends. Well, check this out. And it was like June, whatever. And she's telling this person how much she can't stand me or my moderator Tattoos, which was a mod of hers at the time. In private, she's talking to Tattoos about another person on the same date. And to me, in private, she messaged me to let me know that Wolfie's a liar and that she doesn't not like me. But meanwhile, she's in another message at the same time on the same date telling this person she can't stand me.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine how much of that has gone on?
How do you even keep that much shit straight?
Oh my God. I
mean, you gotta be
I wish I knew.
You're a professional keeping that much shit straight. That's a condition.
You know what? She's not though. That's why it eventually always explodes on her.
Well, she does have like a 6-month shelf life. Between mods and people on panel, it's about a 6-month shelf life, and she recycles. And somehow
every
she
time
manages to do it, and somehow.
And it's the same song and dance, each time, Big Gal. It's always their fault. They were backstabbing her, they were horrible, or they betrayed her, or she always gets. It's always the same thing, and it's never like. She said the
Oh.
other day on the street, like she tries to look at what she's done wrong to see if she can reflect or whatever. And I'll just say somebody in her own background called her out and said, "No, you don't." I mean, it was hysterical. It's because no, you don't.
B-fam, she already knows because they are the ones that warned me about her and told me all the things about her. So they already know.
Oh, they're aware. They're
I've
aware.
been given several heads up in the last 2 or 3 months, telling me to watch out, and I just don't care. I just truly don't care. That's why I tell people, if you want to find me, this is where I am. I don't care. It's what I don't understand, and what hurts my feelings is there's a lot of really, really good people that worked really hard. And I know she was financially doing well on that channel. I know she was. And she treated people like garbage, especially the mods. She really did not treat them well. They were begging for guidance from her, and she just wouldn't give it to them.
See, I don't know. I try not to get super close with people online like that. I have a handful that I am super, super close with, but honestly, I wasn't that close. So
yeah, I got too
don't
close.
feel betrayed. I just feel like, why am I being lied on?
I think I went from an avenue of podcasting, it was completely different than the YouTube angle. And I came into something where it's all, I don't want to call anyone in this chat or anyone that's listening imaginary, but a lot of times a lot of these people are. There's really not a better way to say it. Because odds are none of us are ever going to run into each other at Starbucks.
Well, no, we're not going to run into each other, but we're real people, like Titanium.
Right, but
You know what I
in
mean?
social
So like,
channels,
I do
my thing
think,
was a regional podcasting thing, and I would literally run into people would run into me.
yeah.
I
get
what
what you're saying. Like out there, yeah, you're gonna run into your coworker
this
or
is just
your
different. It was a different thing for me, and I really, she had me fooled. She truly had me fooled, and I'm the first one to admit it, and I've admitted it more than once. But Granny, we should talk sometime.
Yeah, you guys should.
Oh, I would love that.
I think we should.
And Lori, I'm sorry if you feel I owe you an apology, but if you've known what Brittany has done to me, the idea that I'd apologize to anybody that was feeding her fallacies or going along with them, I'm sorry, but
yeah, but you got to
I
understand their
don't.
point of view too, because look at how much that you were being fed. All these people up here, like that, have spoke out today. The streamer we're listening to.
No, I agree, but why would I owe? Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I'll think about it. I'm not going to pretend and say I'm sorry if I'm not. I'll consider if I owe Lori an apology or not. But I just feel like that goes both ways. I've been drugged through the mud for years now. I'm tired. I'm so tired of it. And unfortunately, there are people like her mods that don't, and it's not their fault, but there are moderators of hers that don't know how knee deep she is in the drama. I'm not even going to call it crama, in the drama, where she's poking and pushing people all day long. And then she goes back to her unknown channel with her unknown audience and says, have y'all even, heard me talk about her? Well, no, of course they didn't, because they're not in the drama. And then when a chatter does speak out and say, yeah, we have, she's like, oh, you're stalking me. And it's like, I don't know. So I get it. Maybe mods weren't aware, but for me, it was like, how can you not see it? Like,
well, I mean,
it's the biggest game of gaslight.
And I believe Mallory 110%. But if she wasn't even told a name, I can see where others weren't as well. So, just like I said, you don't have to apologize to anyone. Obviously, you do you. But take it. Think about it. I know right now there's a lot of deep hurt. So
yeah.
Well,
I don't mean to be
I
snappy
feel
or
better
mean.
after
I
your
just
stream today.
Well, good. I'm glad one person does.
Yeah, I think there's more than one person. I really do.
I do think there's more than one
person. I think it was a good thing, and I don't think it got enough playtime. I really don't. I mean, that day that she had that stream, I felt so bad for her. I mean, I was never going to talk about it again. And the only reason I even went up there on that panel was because I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
I just, she did not deserve any of that crap. from any of the people that gave it to her.
No, she didn't.
She's an absolute sweetheart, and there's just no reason for it other than just people being mean. So, but good on you for having it, and thanks for having me up. And
Thanks for coming up.
I'll get out of the way again.
No problem.
See you
No
guys.
problem.
Can you
Big Al.
email me, Big Al?
I can.
Oh.
Drop your email in the back chat.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. I understand what you're saying, Lori. I get it. I mean, clearly, I'm not the person or the place I was 2 years ago when you moderated for Brittany. So I'm sure I was a little rough on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like when Brittany goes at my mods and calls them trolls and all that. So I get it. I get what you're saying, but I just, you know, think it's a little premature to think I should just shout out an apology to you with the utmost respect. I mean, there's been a lot of hurt on both sides, and
Understandable.
you know.
Oh, bye, Big Al.
I will tell you this, Dees. I've received at least 5 or 6 emails from people that had no idea the truth, that have had their eyes opened. Some that are even scared to like say anything because they're afraid because they've seen what she's done to others that have left or spoken out. But I know like somebody came in and was like, oh, if you don't like drama, why are you here? And you know, whatever. There's a difference between drama and speaking your truth. The drama is, you know, calling somebody a dirty butt and laughing about medical issues and filthy names and all that. Nothing done here tonight was drama at all. These are real people with real emotions that have been really hurt and screwed over by one person and one person only. And I know for me, with the amount of gaslighting and unbelievable, like just manipulation and conning that has gone on, I feel comforted and knowing. I hate that so many other people have experienced it, but there is like some reassurance in knowing like, no, you're not alone. You're not crazy. No, you know, we did see it, or we do see it, or you know what I mean? So I don't think this was drama. I think it was really great. And I appreciate you doing it.
Thank you. And you held a
Yeah.
great stream the other day. And honestly, I actually spoke with a creator. And I'm not going to say their name. If they want to say their name, they can in the chat about this situation. And I continued to stick up for Brittany until just last week. So like that's what blew me away with some of the allegations. I was like, where is this coming from? Even when that creator like laid out a bunch of this stuff, and I was like, well, you know, those are your issues, not mine, blah, blah, blah. That's that sort of thing. But I continued to.
No, that's what she does though, and then she'll try to paint you as being the backstabber and the traitor and untrustworthy, and you're so mean and cruel. When in all actuality, she went at you for one reason, in my opinion and in my experience, and one reason only. It had nothing to do with you. It had to do with where she wants to be, and you know. And fact of the matter is, this is like not even the second. I think this is the 3rd or 4th stream you have held that she has personally felt like it was targeted towards her.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Apparently,
well,
a
if you
lot of
feel
people
that way,
put that on.
well, you know, and it's like, if you feel that way, then take some self-inventory and ask yourselves why. You know what I mean? Like, why did you think that everything being stated that day was particularly about her? But probably because at that point she was already bad-mouthing you and you know, deemed you the enemy based on who she wants to get in with.
It
It's a
was
shame.
it was a combo I had with Allie over a week ago. I was still sticking up for her even when, you know, she said some things about me. I'm just like, eh. But no, you that's why I say you keep poking and poking. What do you expect?
I could have fell over these in your stream. You were like, you know, I know some people in here don't like Brittany J, but I do. So don't anything mean. And I'm like, I know she's talking to me, right? So I'm like, all right, fine. And then meanwhile, she's over in another chat, like, and I knew Dees was effing two-faced. And I'm like, what?
I was like, well, and it wasn't until I saw that on your stream where she played it and then left that part out. I'm like, way to butcher the context there. Way to butcher the whole thing.
Yes, to paint a narrative. That is, she's it's almost comical how good she is at it. But like Big Al said, there is, I think it's less than 6-month rotation that goes on constantly. And at one point or another,
Nope.
stop. You know what I mean? Like you gotta just stop.
Yeah.
I'm head of the Mean Girls.
Eventually. Yeah. Wolfie is not the head of the Mean Girls. Oh goodness. I don't understand either. The timing of it,
Yeah,
like Granny said, it's very obvious. But that's okay.
it's beyond obvious.
I did.
I
Ah, but it is what it
Yep.
is. But I appreciate everyone. Is there anything else you want to fill us in with, Granny?
Well, I do. Just one more thing, because I
Okay,
know
go ahead.
that Brittany's gonna more than likely, she'll run back and say, "Y'all, I'm just one person," and whatever. I want to remind everybody that, and I'm not, trying to start anything by mentioning his name, but before Queen stream on me, Brittany did a stream. Then she was on a panel that was all based around me, and then she canceled a true crime to be inside Queen's stream to continue her hate bond over me, and then the very next day did a stream. There was over 1,000 people in Queen's stream that night. You want to talk about only being one person? I run my panel solo. I am one person. I'm not running chat to chat talking on Brittany. You're the only other person that has done a somewhat Brittany stream. I'm not going to say anti, but bringing awareness to her. And yes, I was here for it. Absolutely. But since the summertime, Brittany has been gun ho on going for me from panel to panel, chat to chat, sometimes up to 3-4 times a day, even being late to her own streams. So before anybody wants to believe, poor Brittany, woe is me, I'm only one person. I'm only one person too. And I've done nothing but ask Brittany repeatedly to stop, stop, stop. She thought it was funny to laugh about hemorrhoids. She thought it was funny to make jokes about me needing to get laid. She thought it was funny to talk about where my children may or may not be and who does or doesn't have custody. She is not the victim she makes herself to be. She is a at heart mean girl. She belongs in drama. No matter what she tries to do, her heart will always lead her back to drama, because the truth of the matter is she is drama behind and on the scenes. I've never met a bigger triangulator, shit talker. It's just unbelievable. So no, before anybody goes feeling bad for Brittany, just remember, you get what you put out in this world. I face my karma and you're facing yours. She could do her true crime and move along. But for God's sake, please stop using those babies and talking about your victimhood that is non-existent compared to the tragedies they and their families have or are going through. Anyway, thank you, Dees. If you get a chance, check out the video I dropped you in the back just for you. You don't have to play it.
All right. Thank you,
Have a good
Granny.
night.
Thank you. This has been a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's no 8-hour stream. Praise Jesus. Man, there's lessons here that we can all learn, right? I have no idea. Sorry, I was reading Shell's comment. Yeah. Typically, I've been laying back and not going on her channel for the past few weeks. I used to like the commentary. However, this bitching all the time about other creators has driven me away. See, PJ, if that's not what your channel's known for, like here, I have Chroma streams all the time. So my subscribers, and I hate even saying my subscribers because nobody's mine, the subscribers that come here and listen, they know you might get true crime, you might get Chroma. It is what it is. But if your channel is solely a true crime channel and then it's Chroma after Chroma after Chroma, and your subscribers are expecting true crime, it's definitely not what they bargained for. I could count about 60 to 100 mods that have let Aaron. Sheesh. And I got mods begging me, but they just want popsicles, that's all. Anyway, I'm just being silly. What's the ones for? Put a 1 in chat if you've. Ooh, Merp's like. She's like, I want names. Thanks, Nicole B. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's what you want out of a creator and that's what you expect out of a creator, then it's absolutely disheartening when you encounter something different. For me, I kind of feel like this is like Mallory's stream. One and done, moving on. It is what it is. Sucks, but for me, It is heartbreaking to hear how many have been hurt, and I hope others don't continue to fall for it. But that's all I got tonight, guys. I don't know where she streams from, nor I'm that petty bitch. I made a list, creators too. I was about 40. Yeah. Protect your pocketbooks and protect your heart. That's my advice. But thank you, all of you ladies, for coming up and sharing your stories. And, well, it's not your stories, for sharing your truth. Thank you for sharing your truth. I was disappointed. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. Love, love.